Let's go!
Sactown Sports.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
Today's show kind of like a Kings game these days because I don't know what to expect because, you know, it's Friday, right? Yeah, we got 49er football tomorrow and we got the best football weekend of the year coming up, but the Kings lost last night, and sources tell me that Mr. Draper is not in a great frame of mind today. Understandable, but that's just what I hear. Can you confirm that for us?
You know what it is, Whitey. First of all, I left my headphones at home. And so I got these headphones from Jay, and Jay, they not working for me, bro. I'm just saying they not working.
Because you don't know how to work, man. You're an eagle. Let me help you out.
You'll help me out on the break. But I'm upset about that. I go to Starbucks before the show. They get my order wrong. You know, I'm not an iced coffee guy.
Oh, that's why you gave me
exactly. That's why I gave you
iced coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Jay will work on my headphone situation here. Yeah. Go ahead, Jay. But no, they get my order wrong. I hate iced coffee. And then my squad gets their butt kicked last night. The game wasn't as close as the final score, Whitey. You watched it. It was, forget that late run they made. It was all fine and dandy.
He's a rookie.
All right, let me. Jay got it fixed. Dude, you got these bootleg headphones you got from Canal Street in New York on winter vacation. You got, all right, but no, I'm upset today, man, because if we're being real, Whitey, and I'm going to call it like I see it, I'm upset at a number of things. I'm upset at the team for what happened last night. I'm upset at the coaching staff. But now I'm upset at the fans too.
Really?
Yes, the fan reaction. It has become so negative in this city about this team and this organization right now. It's like 2 years ago, we would have loved to be in this predicament right now. All of a sudden, we're getting arrogant. We're acting like, you know what, we supposed to go from last year to all of a sudden 82-0. Like, yes, the team is underperforming. Yes, it's frustrating. But some of the stuff that people are saying out there, it is just, it's gotten personal out there. It's just a sea of negativity around. Remember Rick Pitino when he got the job in Boston, his epic rant? Yeah. You know,
Kevin McHale
ain't walking through that door.
Yeah.
Chris Webber ain't walking through that. No, but seriously, we have become a negative fan base. And you tell me, because I'm still new. This is my fourth season. I'm still new. Is this how it is? Like, you get a little bit of taste of success and then you fall back and it's like, I'm just tired of it, man. You know what? I'm on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call that. Right now, Whitey, the people on the YouTube chat, they can see it. I am deleting the app. I am deleting the app off my phone. Done. Because it has been negative. I don't need that in my life right now.
Good for you. Do what makes you feel good. Do what works. And as far as anything personal, you know, that there's no place for anything like that. Other than that, I'm with you. I noticed last night there was some, you know, smattering of boos and missed free throws, a lot of frustration. Play defense, make a free throw. I just, I would defend to the death the fans' right to boo. I'm not that type that typically will boo, but if fans want to, and you're right. Just last year, everything was great for the Kings. So it's actually one of the things that I was hoping we could talk about today. Why did fans get so angry so quickly?
Right.
But a lot of it is because fans, you know, they don't just accept that the 16, 17 years, whatever it was, without any playoffs. They're not just willing to go, oh, that was okay. No, they're like, okay, finally we're back. Finally, the Kings are relevant. And then what? They can't make a free throw. So I know it's frustrating. It's frustrating for the players, the coaches. You can see it. It's frustrating for you, for the broadcasters. You can hear it in Gary Gerald's voice. But that's all it is. Fans are just confused right now. And they thought after last year, if I may speak for you, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. If you want to weigh in, I think fans are just feeling like, I thought we were done with this.
You've talked about it. We've talked about it on this show. It's not a linear process. Do I want it to be? Yes. Do fans want it to be? Yes. But let me say this. We're 41 games into the season. We got 41 more games left to go. Is this what we're going to do after every loss? Like, is this how we're really going to react, Sacramento? These guys are out here busting their butt. Are we really going to get on Malik Monk, an 87% free throw shooter, and start talking bad and angrily towards him? These guys, now, if you want to talk about De'Aaron and Domas, do they need to work on their free throw shooting? Yes. We can have an intelligent conversation. But I'm done. I told you I'm done living on this roller coaster. And I'm done listening to so-called experts wanting to trade everybody after a bad game. It's ridiculous. It's 41 games into the season. If the playoffs started right now, you'd be in the mix, in the play-in mix. You'd have a chance to still reach all your goals. And we're all of a sudden becoming arrogant out here. Like, we expect to be a 60-win team or something like that. This team, what we're seeing is, and we've known this before yesterday, Whitey, it's a flawed team. Now, if February 8th comes along and Monty doesn't do anything, okay, that's the time. But let's see how this next 3 weeks play out. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to react to last. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. No doubt about it. It was tough calling that game. All the missed free throws, the way TJ McConnell out there looking like Bob Cousy.
He played the game at a different speed.
Right. He was amazing last night. And so I get it. We're all frustrated. And this is your chance to weigh in. 916-339-1140. But I'm going to take a different approach tonight with this show. They are underachieving. Yes. They are disappointing right now. Yes. But I know there's still a lot of basketball left to be played. I mean, I'm seeing stuff on X, Twitter. Oh, we need to trade the whole franchise to Detroit. Let's get there. Just like dumb stuff. What are we doing?
You got to tune that out. Like the players got to tune this out.
That's why I just deleted the app. I just deleted the app.
Something drastic like that would be ridiculous. But there's definitely, to me, what's going on right now is with these losses, you have like a flashing red light over this team that's telling whoever will listen, this team this is as good as they're going to get. Something significant needs to be done. Not something drastic like start over. No, that's stupid, but something needs to be done. As you say, hopefully something will be done at the deadline. I think trying to speak for fans and being a fan myself, that's the frustrating thing is it keeps happening. Going back to the Houston games, really, it keeps happening. Losing to teams that don't have all their players again and again and again. And the missed free throws. And that's why fans last year was great, but we thought this year would be more like last year. And instead, things are going the wrong way. And it keeps getting worse. Right now, the Kings, we've talked a lot, Kyle, about identity. And that matters. Who are these guys? How do they win? Right now, the Kings are defined more by what they're not doing well than by what they can do well. Right now, what do you think of the Kings? In my opinion, they're a bad defensive team that's not making free throws. Well, you don't want to be known for that, but it's hard not to say right now that's what they are. And it's frustrating.
It's frustrating, but I'll look back at the Boston Celtics 2 years ago. They wanted Ime Udoka fired. They wanted Jaylen Brown traded. This was in January. Mm-hmm. The Celtics were underachieving. What happened that year, Whitey?
They went on a run and they
made the NBA Finals. Yeah. Exactly.
This team ain't making the NBA Finals.
But I'll tell you what, Sacramento Kings fans, if you're ready to jump off the bandwagon, if you're ready to start dissing my guy Mike Brown, if you're ready to start dissing some of the players, I'm not for that. I'm not for that.
I'm not for that.
I'm going to let this play out. I'm going to let the deadline come February 8th. We're all circled that on our calendars. I'm going to see how this season plays. We even said it before the year, Whitey, that this team could be a better team with the worst record. They could be a 6 seed. But to me, I'm judging them by the postseason. If they're the 5 seed and make it to the second round, are you okay with that?
Yes. You know what I'm okay with.
If they're a 50-win team and lose in the first round, are you okay with that? So it doesn't matter in the whole scheme of life what happens January 18th last night. What matters to me is, can this team make it out of the first round? And that goal, that's still very much attainable, Whitey.
Yes, it is. But I think you might be expecting too much from fans right now. You're asking for some blind faith from a team that this year, for whatever reason, they've left you wondering about how much faith you can have in them. And that you say, oh, well, can they turn it around? Can they get into the playoffs and get in the first round? Right now, you're in the play-in situation. And there's been a lot of talk of how right now the Kings are better than they were last year. Well, you can't say that anymore. The record is the same. The record is the same. But in terms of the standings, they're 7th right now. So there's nothing.
So it's not about the record. It's about the standing. It's about your seeding.
Well, I'm just saying,
48 wins. We were celebrating that, and that's still very much attainable, Whitey. This time last year, we're at 23 and 18. We're right there again. So 48 wins is still attainable.
The argument that they're better off now than they were last year, you can't even say that anymore. And fans are just getting frustrated as it slips away. Someone needs to. Some people use the term, I think use it in a text here, and I understand, it's unacceptable. Well, you have no choice, and that's just, you just send a text. I'm not calling you out anything. The thing is, somebody has to accept that. The people that make the decisions have to accept what's going on now and do something about it.
We don't think they are? Well, and if they aren't, like I said, if February 8th comes along and Monty doesn't do anything, if Wes doesn't make any adjustments, then we can really,
I agree.
But trust me, they're watching the same things we are. They're seeing the same missed free throws, the same collapsing down the stretch, the same losing to bad teams, the same losing to shorthanded teams. Those guys are watching it front and center, and they hear the boos. And trust me, they want to build a contender too. They know what this team needs. They know our shortcomings, and I think he'll address that. Now, if he doesn't, that's where, then I'm thinking, I don't want to hear, well, it takes 2 teams to pull off a trade. If Monty, get something done. Get something done.
Yes. We'll get your calls when we come right back. Also tell you what's really gone wrong here when we come right back with the Drive Guys on a Friday. You feeling any better? Or you just getting warmed up?
No, I'm angry, man. It's hot. It's like 78 degrees in here.
Yeah. And he said, yeah, it was the wrong order. I had to throw it away.
At least I thought of you, though. I could have dumped it out.
It is good. We're just getting warmed up. Iced coffee. You're not here. Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Harrison Barnes plays here.
Harrison Barnes drives it, hammers it. The Black Falcon soaring into the night sky on a Monday evening in Northern California.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast. With a buck here, buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-DO.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
This disrespect. So offended that I had to double check. I'ma always take the money over.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Equipment issues. You all right?
I can't hear anything, man. These headphones are killing me. Is this thing on? Testing 1 2 testing.
There's another pair there.
All right.
Hopefully that'll work for you. Oh, it's one of those Fridays,
Jay went to AM PM and got me some headphones during the break. That's what
I figured
happened.
you didn't want to hear what was coming today anyway, so you didn't want to hear it.
And what happened to your headphones?
Oh. All right.
Those must be
yeah, there we go.
You didn't want to hear what was coming today anyway, so we figured we don't want to let him hear it.
I left my headphones at home. That's what kind of day it's been, man. I wore my Vista Del Lago sweatshirt. I got a big game today.
That's a very nice sweatshirt.
Yeah, but it's boiling in here. It's like 90 degrees. I'm sweating up. And so I'm like, of all days to wear a sweatshirt. Yeah. And so I'm just having a bad day, man.
That's all right.
It's rough.
Let's do it together. What is that yoga? The hot yoga? What do you call that? Bikram or something?
I did that. I did that once.
That's what we're doing.
You can take those, Shay. Those are good, bro. You can take those headphones. I did that. I lasted a half hour. Pretty good, actually. But it's no joke. It is no joke. Yeah. That's how I feel right now.
This is hotter.
You ever watch horse racing? The jockeys go into the hot box. Yeah, that's what we're in right now, dude. We're about to lose about 10 pounds over these next 4 hours.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Steven joins us on Sactown Sports. Hey, Steven, happy Friday. What's up?
Happy Friday to you guys as well. So I'm gonna have to counter you, Kyle. Ooh,
sorry about that.
I'm gonna have to counter you.
Yeah.
No, you're okay. No apologies needed, man. I'm gonna have to counter you on that one, man, because I'm an upset fan myself, but at the same time, it doesn't really feel like. I mean, dude, this is from a 100% unadulterated. This is 100% pure speculation. I don't know anything that's happening in the locker room, but I really am under the impression that these guys aren't necessarily holding themselves accountable. I feel like these guys are too soft on each other. There's really no dog in this fight. We really don't have like a Dylan Brooks type, or let's say like a Udonis Haslem, some guy that just has the fire to just kind of keep everyone in check, to kind of just like, hey guys, look, we can't be lacking here. You know what I'm saying? We can't ease off the throttle a little bit just because we have a 20-point lead. We don't have that dog. So I really feel like as fans, we should really hold these guys somewhat accountable to, because we're paying for a product, man. And if we don't feel like that product is worth our money, then we can do one of two things: let the money talk and not show up, or we speak up about it.
Thank you, Steven. What do you say to that?
Thank you.
That's well said.
Yeah, it's well said, well thought out, Steven. And I hear you. I agree. I've always said, Whitey, and the Dylan Brooks type, the Marcus Smart type, we need that in that locker room. No doubt about it. When things are going bad, I need to see a pulse from these guys on the floor. I need to see that they care. And I know they care, but they need to show it on the floor. I said yesterday calling the game, Domas, I don't know if it was a foul. I think he fouled somebody. And he just let out this loud scream, and it was a moment of frustration. Like you could actually feel and see the frustration. I need more of that, to be honest with you. I need Harrison Barnes to show a pulse. I need my guy De'Aaron Fox to show a pulse and say, you know what? This is unacceptable. And so, and I think that's part of the issue the fans have is that, Stephen just talked about accountability. Who's the voice coming out and saying this is unacceptable? Saying what we're seeing shouldn't be. Like, we really don't have that. Domas said it a little bit last night. Where's our guy De'Aaron Fox? And that's why you need a Dylan Brooks type or somebody, like that. But with that being said, you got some people talking about trading Fox and all that, It's like, what are we doing here? Like, I get being upset and being frustrated, but let's not be dumb and stupid at the same time. That's what's happened, I feel like, a lot after these losses.
Here's where it is, in my opinion. It's pretty clear. We always fall into this trap with bad teams. And we've all seen a lot of bad teams, especially around here. We followed a lot of bad teams. We talk about they don't have the leadership. They don't have the desire. They don't communicate on defense. And those things are important. But this roster right now is not good enough to get the Kings where they want to get to. I'm talking stem to stern. I'm not saying there's nobody good on this team. But just look at what happens to the Kings when they face a team like Indiana. We said yesterday, Indiana's deep. They're missing how many guys that are legitimate rotational pieces? 4 or 5?
Yes.
Jalen Smith ran the Kings off the floor, and he's a good player. But the Kings, you get beyond your top 3, 4, 5, and Mike Brown doesn't even know which one of them to play right now. So to me, it's pretty clear. What happened was the Kings, they liked the roster last year. They did well. They decided, because there were no moves that they really felt made sense, they, for the most part, stood pat. They made a few additions. And what's happened is the league has passed them by. The league got a lot better since the end of last year than the Kings have gotten. So it's just time to do something about that. But until they do, there's going to be games where other teams' backups are drubbing the Kings when those teams they play quick, they're athletic. Like I said earlier, you mentioned TJ McConnell. At the start of the game, he was playing at a different speed. It's like, oh, man,
right.
The Kings can't keep up with him.
Yes. But here's the problem with the Kings that I see. And let's just be honest about this. And we don't have the talent. We're not good. The Kings don't play with enough purpose and intensity.
I agree with that too.
That's what Indiana does.
Mm-hmm.
The mark of a good organization, a good franchise is no matter who's on the floor, you still see the same style of play, the same focus. It's what we've seen from Miami over the years. We saw it from Boston. We've seen it even from the Pelicans. Like all the teams, especially when we went out east, they play with that physicality, and it doesn't have to be in your face defensively. Like their drives to the basket are hard. Their cuts are hard. Like I feel like a lot of times we just float through things. And there's some things that Mike Brown has talked about to his guys in practice. And remember, he got on Malik Monk during one of the practices earlier, and it went viral because Malik wasn't sprinting back. Like when you watch you watch Indiana, they were sprinting everything they were doing. Mathurin, his cuts, Jalen Smith, TJ, all these guys, they were playing hard and with a purpose and some intensity. Our guys, I hate to say it, we're like a finesse team.
Yeah.
We're like the Dallas Cowboys, And
whoa, hold on.
But when the conditions are perfect, the sun is shining right, everything's flowing, teams aren't in our grill, we're good. But as soon as you face a little resistance, as soon as I want to be the Baltimore Ravens, I want to be the Cleveland Browns. I'm not going to say San Francisco.
Come on, wait on.
No, but that's I want to be the ones dictating the intensity, the pace. Like Indiana was relentless last night.
No fun defending them.
No fun. No, because they kept coming.
Yeah. The Kings, if the ball's going in on the threes, like, wow, these guys are tough. If the ball's not going in, the Kings, don't you think if you're on defense, there's nothing to it.
There's nothing to it.
They do like a split here,
right?
And then they kick it out for a three. And if it doesn't go in, then we get the ball.
Yeah, yeah. And
they're not making you feel them physically at either
end. I will say I felt like Kevin Huerter has played with a lot more purpose these last 3 games on both ends of the floor. I need to see it from De'Aaron, Doma. I need to see it from HB. I need to see it from all the guys. Like when you watched Indiana play, I mean, they ran their stuff to perfection, man. Like it was like a playoff game for them, the way they were cutting. And for us, it was a mid-January game.
Mm-hmm. And the free throw shooting, it's clear, all the guys ask the questions, and it's what they have to ask. And I think Kevin Huerter kind of acknowledged, maybe it's kind of a mental thing, but it clearly is a mental thing. They've lost their confidence. And it's reflected now because they're wondering and they're not sure what they're doing. It's not getting better. It's now seeping into other aspects of the game. Like all of a sudden, the free throws is like you get up there and you see a King go to the foul line. It's like you're worried, right? You get anxious because like, oh no, he's gonna make one, right? It's just Mike Brown says we shot more free throws at practice. There's no explanation because it's gotten in their heads right now.
Yeah, and we talked about this yesterday on our show, and that's what I was afraid of because what you're seeing from Sacramento, like Malik Monk's a great free throw shooter, but now they're aware that they're dead last in the NBA. They're aware now that they've lost multiple games because of missed free throws. So you step to the line, and instead of thinking you're going to make it, you're hoping you don't miss.
Yeah.
And once that's in your head, it's hard to get out. And I think that's what we're seeing. These guys are professional athletes, but they're humans at the end of the day. And I can't tell you, I'm positive late in the game, Malik's going up to the line. He's like, all right, I got to make these. Because he knew in Milwaukee, he missed a couple. So it's in his head. And so you just got to stay at it and hope you bust out of it. You put in the work like Mike Brown has been talking about. But it's frustrating right now. I get that. It's clearly frustrating.
I'm not even sure, and this is just kind of small-scale X and O stuff. Last night before Malik Monk shot the free throws, I'm not even sure they should have taken the timeout there because you take the timeout, you're going to get fouled. And I know that everything was so scattered. The coach is like, well, let's set something up. But I'm not even sure that was better than, Fox got a 3. It was partially blocked. And then timeout. Well, that you're going to get fouled as soon as you you come out of a timeout. So I don't even know.
Just let it play. Huh?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but
I mean, we could do it Monday morning quarterback, right?
I was just wondering, just a basketball thing. I was wondering what you thought of that. That game was already lost by then.
Yeah.
And how about the foul on McConnell that they didn't call on the inbound?
Oh,
when he ran over Fox.
That's the second time in a row that's happened. Remember the Phoenix game? That happened as well.
That's
campaign,
I think,
before the ball. It should have been one shot and get the ball back, a chance to tie the game. And so, no, that's and how about the goaltending that they didn't call? It's snowballing the wrong way right now. We're not getting the breaks. We're not getting the calls. We're not making foul shots. Teams are coming in. I mean, Indiana. Who would have thought that Benedict Mathurin and T.J. McConnell would drop 45 on you? That, like you said, Jalen Smith, 17 and 13 last night.
How many shots did he miss last night?
One shot. The dude was 6 of 7 from the field last night. Obi Toppin was out there looking like,
put on a show.
He was out there looking like Rasheed White. He was hitting threes. He was dunking on us. I mean, but here we are, 23 and 18. Kings fans, we can be frustrated. I get it. But I'm going to have faith in Monty. Now, if Monty doesn't do something come February 8th, your boy's going to be upset. I'm going to be disappointed because I think this team obviously needs some tweaks, and I think they can compete in the Western Conference with the right moves. I don't want this to be a lost season for the Sacramento Kings.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. There is a big issue for the Kings that nobody's talking about. We will talk about it when we come right back. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
The 2024 Honda Civic LX sedan from Elk Grove Honda offers all the safety, reliability, performance, and great gas mileage you've come to expect from Honda for all these years. With anti-lock brakes, tire pressure monitoring system, backup camera, and Honda safety sensing package including collision mitigation braking system, you can see why a sporty, redesigned Civic from Elk Grove Honda gives you a lot for your money. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Yep, that trailer hitch and folding bed cover from TruckSmart makes road trips a breeze.
Right? I'm so much more organized on the job site since TruckSmart installed my truck rack and toolbox.
And they had it all in stock, so I just waited as they installed everything.
Take a look at this sweet Rhino truck lining. They sprayed it on.
Yeah, you win. That is sweet.
TruckSmart, truck and SUV accessories for on the road and the job site. Stop by one of our 2 locations in Rockland or Auburn. TruckSmart.com. Your truck's gonna love them.
The 49ers Report, brought to you by EB Stone. EB Stone, for the life of your garden. The Red and Gold seem to be as healthy as ever entering their first playoff game this weekend, using the first-round bye to their advantage. Running back Christian McCaffrey returned to practice Tuesday, taking the last 2 weeks off to rest an injured calf. Additionally, Sacramento native Eric Armstead is back practicing with the team and expects to play in his first game since Week 13. San Francisco opens their 2024 postseason against Green Bay, fresh off a dominant win over Dallas.
Welcome the new year with EB Stone, your go-to for indoor gardening success. In 2024, enrich your indoor oasis with EB Stone's Indoor Potting Mix, our best premium blend crafted for vibrant growth. Explore our comprehensive range from soil amendments to fertilizers and find everything your indoor garden craves. Nurture new beginnings, cultivate lush landscapes, and witness your dreams unfold. Cheers to a green and thriving new year with EB Stone, the heartbeat of your indoor garden success. Find a location near you for our products and tips at ebstone.org.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my friends at Fire Wings talking about Wings Day Wednesday. That's right, 88-cent wings every Wednesday. 3-flavor lineup includes 7 classic, 7 dry rub, and 7 fusion wing flavors. It's the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. A great place to watch and enjoy sports with friends. 21 delicious flavors to choose from. Save time. Order online for pickup or delivery. Just go to firewings.com or download the app. Find a location near you. Order online. Earn rewards. Fire Wings. Just wing it.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury, for almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big old nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. 2-day GA tickets are on sale now starting at $85, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Oak Ridge Winery.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
So much to talk about today. This is my favorite football weekend of the year. You know, the last weekend was great too, but you ended up with a lot of one-sided games that happens. But this is a great weekend. 2 great games each day. Super Bowl's great, you know, for what it is, but for real football fans, this is great. Speaking of football, we'll get back to the Niners, of course. I guess we have confirmation, Kyle Draper, that the 49ers did break the Eagles.
Really?
That's the way, a lot of people had been saying that. Made a lot of sense, right, Jay? I mean, that whole notion.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
Bro,
it made
Kyle?
sense. And Jason Kelsey confirming it, essentially.
What did he say?
A reporter said, this was Wednesday, is there one thing you guys are looking at specifically as maybe this was the drop-off point? This is the change of where the season was going? And Kelsey said, obviously, the big turning point was the San Francisco game.
Bang, bang, Niners.
It's over. Give him credit. Seconds later, then he's like, "Oh well, I don't know. I want to walk that back." But he did. He did say
terrible. Why are we even? You got the article right there?
Yeah.
Can I see the article?
No, don't give it to him. Don't give it to him. I will send it to you digitally. We'll give it to you digitally. Don't give it to him in paper.
That's terrible, man. I can't
Saving the trees on this show.
All I'm saying is,
I almost fell.
You almost gave it to me.
Banana in the tailpipe, Whitey. Don't fall for it.
Here's the deal. That was a turning point of the season. Everybody knows that. They struggled down the stretch, 5 of 6 in the regular season. They struggled. We get it. We understand it. But in nowhere did I see him say, man, they broke us. They just totally that was a turning point. Mm-hmm. It was a turning point in the season. And we all know that. This whole breaking, and why is everybody saying we broke them?
Because the question was, is there one thing you're looking at specifically as maybe this was the drop-off point? And he said the turning point was San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know that. We saw that. Did they break them? No, the Eagles were broken before that. The Eagles were broke. They were their house was made out of paper mache. It wasn't even strong. A little rainstorm would have knocked it down, and that's what happened.
I have a friend from Philly. He was very confident going into that game, and he was talking about how good their record was. And
I was fooled. The Eagles had me bamboozled, hoodwinked. The 52 fake out. I believe that them winning close games was a sign of strength, but really, it was a sign of weakness that they were in that many close games and they had to hang on to win and they had to battle back. I thought that would harden them, make them a stronger team. Instead, their flaws were hidden and the Niners exposed their flaws. And then it just turned around from there.
I read today that if they bring back Sirianni, I don't know how you feel about that, but if they bring him back, they may not announce it, which I thought that's cool.
You don't have to, right?
Right, exactly, because he's still your coach. Yeah, exactly. Announcing it is like acknowledge then, well, we had a big problem here.
Yeah, we had a decision to make, and we've made our decision. He's the coach. Yeah. He's under contract. I will say, behind the scenes, the closed doors, you got to improve the coaching staff, offensive and defensive coordinator. It was pathetic. Offense, no imagination. Defense, I don't know what happened. They fell off a cliff defensively. And so ultimately that's on Sirianni, but I think he deserves another year.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We've been talking about the Kings, of course, trying to figure out where we go from here. And Kyle was upset that so many Kings fans after last night were very angry, booing, very upset. And people want this thing torn down, and they're looking for drastic measures. Let's see where Joe is. Joe joins us on Sactown Sports. Hey, Joe, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey,
what you got, Joe?
Great.
Yeah.
Hey, man, a couple things, man. But one observation I got is kind of a silly question, but is Harrison Barnes part of Mike Brown's family?
Oh.
Hold on. What I mean is he's not married to one of Mike Brown's daughters, is he?
Nah, man. Nah.
I'll explain, man. That man misses more assignment. He don't get back on defense. Why is he in the starting lineup still? Now, I know you can't answer that.
No.
Again,
Who's this? Joe we talking to?
Joe.
This is Joe, man.
Yeah.
See, I met you at Hagen Oaks, Strapes.
Do we golf together or we just said what's up?
No, we just said what's up in the pro shop. But anyway, go ahead. Tell me about what the Harrison Barnes love is from everybody.
I will start off by saying, Joe, my guy Harrison Barnes has to be better. But he's not the reason why we're losing these games. He's about the fifth reason, if you will. What about free throws?
I got music in the background, man. I can't even hear you.
What about free throws?
We'll let Joe go.
Get Joe out of here. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah,
but what about free throws? What about De'Aaron Fox not showing up until the last 5 minutes of the game? What about the bench being non-existent last night? Remember, I went on record, and we all know Harrison Barnes is your sixth option. If you're expecting your sixth option to win you games and be the reason you win or lose, you're not going to have a great team. Your upper echelon guys have to be great. And let me say this, and I call it like I see it. These are my guys. Who was the best player on the floor last night?
On the floor or on the Kings?
Floor?
Probably T.J. McConnell.
Who is the second best? Who is the best player for the Kings?
Kevin Huerter.
Our stars, our all NBA players got to play like it.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about final numbers or stats.
Yeah, I know.
I need to see Domas and De'Aaron be the best players on the floor night in and night out. Keegan also we could throw in that mix. They should not be being outplayed by Benedict Mathurin. That's unacceptable. Like, these are our guys. We only go as far as Domas, De'Aaron, and Keegan takes us. Really, if we're calling it like it is. Because when you look at championship teams, if your stars don't deliver, you have zero shot of winning.
You know, when you asked who was the best player on the floor, for a minute, I had to consider Jarace Walker.
Dude, wasn't he nice?
Yes.
That dude came off the bench firing.
Here's where I think Joe's coming from, and I think this is where a lot of Kings fans are coming from. And you're right about Harrison Barnes. But we know that Mike Brown, he's not going to bench Domas or De'Aaron Fox, and Keegan is Keegan. He's not going to bench him. Huerter didn't play while he got benched. I think fans wonder why Harrison Barnes, there's games where he just doesn't appear to be contributing anything, but he starts every game. And that's what fans are saying. They're not saying it's all Harrison Barnes' fault. They're saying, how come he's always playing even when he's given you virtually nothing? I think that's what fans are wondering.
No, but sorry to cut you off, Whitey, but this is what fans are doing. This is Monday morning quarterbacking. This is coming out to the next day and looking at the box score. And here's why I'm saying this. Because if the first things fans want to harp on is where's Harrison Barnes, you didn't watch the game. You did not. Give me one instance where you thought, man, HB should have taken that shot, but he passed it up. Or HB should have gotten that rebound. What people are reacting to now, they're looking at the numbers. Oh, man, Harrison Barnes. But when you look at it.
What's he given then that's not in the box score? How is he contributing that I don't see in the box score?
I'm saying this, and I said he needs to be better. He has to have more of an impact. Yes, but he is not the reason they lost last night's game. The reason they lost last night's game, free throw shooting, 18 of 32. Inability to control TJ McConnell early. How many times have we seen the Kings take on a team and they give them confidence, give them life early? That's what happened with the Pacers last night.
Mike Brown even said that last night.
There's no way TJ McConnell is supposed to start that game slicing and dicing you. Like, this is the problem I'm having with the team right now. Do your work early so that you can rest later. They're trying to turn it on late. By that time, it's too late. Teams are firing on all cylinders.
It looked like Steve Nash was on the Indiana Pacers.
Dude, he was running the baseline.
Yes.
It was like Curly Neal out there. He was dribbling through our guys like that. And so we need to come out with an intense focus and intensity, and it starts at the top with De'Aaron, Kevin, the perimeter defenders, because that should not have happened last night. Whitey, I got the first quarter box score, and I know it's not about that. TJ McConnell, 8 points on 4 or 5 shooting in the first quarter. De'Aaron Fox, 2 points, 0 of 3 shooting. I'm saying come out early, make a statement,
we said
and
that
show
yesterday.
these Pacers that they can't be on the same floor as us, and we didn't do that.
Joe, here's what I think is a big part of your answer. My opinion, Kyle may not agree. You're the Kings right now. You're looking at deals. Harrison Barnes is a piece you want to move. The last thing you want to do if you have somebody that you want to trade is bench him. Because then all of a sudden the other team goes, whoa. This guy, you just benched him. Why should we want him? I really think that's part of it. And besides, I don't think there's, to Kyle's point, I don't think there'd be a huge upgrade if he started, Trey Lyles started or the Zankov started. But I do think a big part of it is you don't want to bench a guy that you're shopping. That's like the last thing you want to do. I think that's part of it right now.
And that may be part of it. I don't know. But Mike Brown has shown a loyalty to Harrison Barnes. And to your point, if you do throw Trey Lyles in, is Trey Lyles stopping TJ McConnell last night?
I don't think
Probably
so.
not.
No.
Probably not. And so the Harrison Barnes has to be better. Trust me, he has to be better. I get it. But he wasn't. There are 2 or 3 other things that happened before I get to blaming HB for last night.
Mm-hmm. He is a guy that to me looks like maybe all the trade talk might be getting to him. But what do I know? When we come back, we'll get back to the phones at 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. And yeah, the big issue that no one's talking about, it's De'Aaron Fox. What's up with Fox? Next, Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
No teams have faced each other more in playoff history than the San Francisco 49ers and the Green Bay Packers. That record-setting 10th meeting is Saturday night as the top seed 49ers look to move to the NFC Championship, while Green Bay is seeking their second consecutive upset.
Join Greg Papa and Tim Ryan for The Call, Saturday at 5:15 on your home for the San Francisco 49ers, Sactown Sports.
San Francisco!
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
California's largest sportsman's expo is back Thursday through Sunday at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Get $3 off coupons at Big O Tires and O'Reilly Auto Parts stores. Get to the action in Toyota's all-new Tacoma. Visit sportsexpos.com for locations, seminars, and show info. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, Thursday through Sunday at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
Beachhead Deli on 711 K Street is now your place to go in downtown Sacramento prior to all the games, concerts, and events. Conveniently located just across the street from the arena, Beachhead Deli features the finest gourmet sandwiches and craft beverages anywhere. Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street is also your premier lunch destination 7 days a week. Come by and say hi to new owner Brad Wakai. He's so excited to take care of all your taste bud needs. That's Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street in Sacramento.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Golden One Center, January 26th to the 28th. Brought to you by BKT Tires and Great Clips. Visit monsterjam.com today.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Right now, American Energy offering $0 HVAC diagnostics. That's normally $99 for nothing. Let the American Energy team test your system, connections, and all the moving parts of your system to ensure it's functioning properly. Let me say that again. $0 to get your HVAC diagnostic-ted. That's not even a word. That's normally $100. Making the uncomfortable comfortable. That's what American Energy does. That's what they've done since 1981. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since then. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Do it before January 31st or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. Start your year off right with a great lease deal on a new Toyota. Shop a wide selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs from the most reliable brand on the road. Right now, get $1,000 bonus cash when you lease a 2024 Camry. Or when you finance with Toyota, get $1,000 bonus cash on the all-new Grand Highlander gas models. Or $1,500 bonus cash on select 4Runners. Toyota. Let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Excludes hybrids. Ends 1/31/24.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install a new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Drive Guide, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
So, Drapes, what are your plans for watching the 49ers and Packers tomorrow? You got any
they play?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be getting a pedicure, doing my nails, washing some laundry or something. I ain't watching that. No.
You'll be watching.
I'll be watching. I got to run some errands early in the day. My son's reffing tomorrow, 3 games, so I'm going to be attending that. Mm-hmm. You know, watching him, making sure no parents step out of line, you know what I mean? Have to give him the 2-piece, no sauce out there. So I'll be doing that. Going to buy the kids some snow gear because we're going snow tubing on Sunday. So, yeah, man. Wow. So I got a busy weekend, and then I'll settle in and watch some football. Yep.
Is the weather going to be okay Sunday?
Yeah, I think Friday, Saturday, today and tomorrow is the but Sunday, I think it's supposed to be okay. I hope so.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is now forecast-wise for the 49ers. It was going to be dumping rain, but then last I saw was that wasn't going to happen until after the game, so fingers crossed. Because, you know, Brock Purdy in the rain, it's just totally ineffective.
No, he is. I mean, no. But, you know, I'm excited for this game.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's like you said, it's the best weekend. Yeah, you're more of a divisional guy than a championship guy, like next weekend?
Only because you get 2 on both days.
2 on both days.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the only reason. Yeah. And by this time, you should have some pretty good teams. We don't have the teams playing that we thought we'd have.
Right.
You know, and that's why last week you had some blowouts. But still, these are two really meaningful games on both days. And, the Super Bowl is great, but, the Super Bowl is a lot of people that never watch football, and they're like, yay, who's playing?
And I feel like the Super Bowl, especially when you go to like parties and things,
it's hard to watch.
Yeah, it's not. You're not actually paying attention to the actual game. You're talking to people. You're waiting for the halftime show. It's not about football. It's about the event and not actually the game.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. How about Adam on Sactown Sports? Hey, Adam, thanks for hanging. What can we do for you?
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Happy Friday.
What's up?
Yes, sir. Just want to talk a little bit about the loss last night and a little bit about Sabonis. So the loss last night, 3 reasons, I think. Free throws, obviously. They're free. That's why they call them free throws, so you got to make those. Second and third things, effort and arrogance. The effort that I saw from them in the last 3 minutes or so of the game was fantastic. They were scrambling. They were forcing turnovers. They were hustling down the court. Where was that for the first 45 minutes of the game? Why is it that they just decided, let's put the pedal to the metal at this stage of the game? Because of arrogance, because they think that they can just turn it on whenever they want. And they don't realize that while we may have had a historic offense last season, there are 7 teams now that have a better offense than we did last season. So the rest of the league has caught up to us already and is fast eclipsing us as far as the offensive efficiency that we used to produce. So those are my thoughts on the game last night. Free throws, effort, and arrogance. Second point I want to make about Sabonis. So I've noticed in pretty much every single game that defenses will leave him wide open for mid-range shots. And I can maybe count on one hand the number of times that Sabonis has actually taken the mid-range shot that he supposedly worked on all of this offseason. And I think that Sabonis, as great as it is that he's getting these triple-doubles and being unselfish, he needs to take those shots more often, because if he doesn't, then the teams that we play aren't going to respect that. They're going to sag off of him, and if he doesn't take the shots now, then he's going to be forced to take them in the playoffs. And we saw what happened last year when he was forced to take those shots. He didn't deliver. And so
gotcha,
I think it's, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Appreciate it. We have a lot of callers here. I want to keep it moving, but thank you. Some good points. What do you make?
No, you know what? And that might have been a call of the day right there, because he brought up something, arrogance. And I think we need to talk about that with the Kings. They act like a team that can just turn it on. Like they've won 2 or 3 championships. They're a veteran team. Oh, we'll turn it on late in the fourth quarter. You haven't accomplished anything yet, Sacramento. You got to stay poor, hungry, and driven. I talk about Rick Pitino's PhD line. We come into the games soft, weak, not Indiana came in ready to ball. They came in with pace. We sort of limp into the game and then try and turn it on. And I think that's some arrogance, like the caller was saying.
Yeah, I think Adam made a great point. But one of the reasons the Kings were so aggressive late is because they started trapping. So it's like we're playing more aggressively now. And I would like to see them do that offensively. Here's my thing with Sabonis. Sabonis is great. The Kings are so lucky they have him. But I'm getting weary of here's a rebound and here's Domas bringing it down the floor. This team is speed, and it's a lot easier to get back and defend them if Sabonis is bringing a ball down the floor than if Fox is, right? I think sometimes I'd like to see him push the ball down the floor, and it's harder to do that when Domas is the guy bringing the ball down the floor.
So you think he should give it up a little more?
A little more. I think he should. I'd like to see how that works and see if they're able to get down the floor quicker and get more aggressive in the fast break.
No, you're right. I mean, everything's on the table right now. Like, whatever adjustments you think this team needs to make, they need to make them and see if it works, because what we're seeing right now is just not working. It is not working for them.
Yeah. Although, again, offense last night was really, other than the free throws, I mean, offensively, they did a pretty good job. So that wasn't really the issue, right?
Not the issue. The issue was inability to contain dribble penetration, which has been a problem all season long. TJ McConnell carving us up, breaks down the defense, leaves open guys for 3. That's your issue right there.
Gary on Sactown Sports, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Hello, Gary. What's up?
Hey, a few comments. One, I agree that Harrison Barnes didn't lose the game, but I mean, we lost by 5. And I think he had something like 2 points and 1 assist and 1 rebound as a starter. So, I mean, the guy's just not contributing. But on the arrogance, look at how poorly the Kings have played this year against teams that are missing 1 or 2 of their best players. We've had 7 or 8 of those games, and we just have played poorly. And I just don't understand it, but it's just terrible to watch. Anyway, that's all I got.
Thank you, Gary. And I think that's one of the main reasons fans are so frustrated and angry. It's like, but it keeps happening.
Right.
To your credit and to Chris Watkins' credit, when the Pacers made the trade, the Siakam trade, I said, oh, well, the Pacers will be shorthanded for the Kings. And both you guys said, well, that doesn't mean anything. And sadly, you were right to say that.
And that goes to the arrogance Adam mentioned earlier. It's like, oh, we can just show up. We're good enough. We got De'Aaron Fox. We got Domas. We got Keegan. On paper, we're better than them. We should be able to. This is the NBA. Guys can go off. Like, all these guys playing in the NBA were the best players on their college teams, best players on their high school teams. All these guys can get buckets. And the thing about the NBA is, when you come into the league, you get sort of slotted into a role. There's scorers on the team. There's rotation guys and everything. And so now, a guy like Jarris Walker, I get to actually shoot the ball. My turn? Oh, I'm going to get buckets. Benedict Mathurin, Obi Toppin. I mean, these guys were salivating, waiting for this opportunity, and we let them off the hook. We let them do it.
Is De'Aaron Fox okay? Is he healthy? What's up with De'Aaron Fox? When we come back, we'll dive into that as well as get back to the phones at 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. It's a Friday with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
The NFL playoffs continue Saturday on Sactown Sports. First, it's the Texans and Ravens at 1:30, followed by the Packers and 49ers at 5:15. The NFL playoffs are right here on Sactown Sports.
Specialize in saving the day. And for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry, with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. All backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com. What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, as you know, it's a brand new year. The big question, what's happening at Hoblet for Chrysler Start Something New sales event?
We're keeping our traditions alive by continuing to offer the best savings on remaining new 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew cabs. Right now, you can save up to $12,000 off MSRP, and even better yet, you don't have to make a payment for 90 days.
Well, that's a pretty big deal. $12,000 off MSRP on one of America's favorite trucks.
That's the difference between Hoblet and so many others. We are here to help you get the truck you need at the best possible price, and you won't find a better selection of new Rams with over 500 trucks available. At Hoblet, we want you to be a customer for life.
See their full inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
12,000 total net savings after $6,841 factory rebates and $5,159 dealer discounts. Rebates may include 1,000 case equipment bonus cash. Must have purchased new case equipment from qualifying dealer. No payment for 90 days through Chrysler Capital on approved credit. 10th of this net savings. See dealer for details.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown. Sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
This is what I say when I'm watching the Kings play defense. Don't stop till you get a stop. They don't. He says, keep going. Don't stop till you get a stop. Hey, what is up with De'Aaron Fox right now? Some drive guys, of course, and I'm not coming after him. I'm not saying, you got to trade him. Clearly, of late, he hasn't been the same in the media conferences. There's been questions to him and Coach Brown about his health, and it just seems like he's not 100%, Kyle.
Well, I think it's clear he's not 100%. Even last night, he's holding his shoulder one time, the ankle. I think he's banged up. I think he could use a break right now. And I don't just want to look at the numbers, 24, 33, 32. He just doesn't look the same as he did earlier this season.
Right.
Not as a lot of energy, maybe deferring more as well.
He's not setting the tone. He's capable of setting the tone early the way TJ McConnell did last night. And De'Aaron Fox is not doing that of late.
Yeah, he had 24 points last night, Whitey.
Right.
But let's be honest. Let's be honest. In the first half, De'Aaron had 11. In the third quarter, he had 0. The third quarter, he had 0.
And I think he struggled in the first quarter, too,
didn't he? He struggled because he got outscored 8-2 by TJ McConnell. And this is your all-NBA performer, and they need more from him. I think he probably could use 2 or 3 games off. We got to understand, De'Aaron Fox is slight of frame. Plays hard, takes a lot of beating, a lot of contact. He just doesn't look the same.
Right.
And when the Kings were at their best this season, last season, De'Aaron Fox took over games. He was superhuman. We're not seeing that right now.
No.
We're not seeing, him put his stamp on the games, especially recently. And so something's up with him. I think he's banged up. I don't think he's like unhappy or, anything like that. I think physically he's worn down. But we've seen this from De'Aaron time, in past times during the season where it's like, man, something's up with De'Aaron. He just looks off.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turns it around. And so, but I do think, and I think these 3 days off, remember, no game Friday, no game Saturday, no game Sunday. Then you play Tuesday, but then Monday, but then you're off Tuesday and Wednesday. So you got one game in basically a week.
Yeah.
If you're Sacramento. And so I think that this break will help them out.
Yeah, there's been nothing definitive, but there have been a lot of breadcrumbs that lead you to the conclusion that, okay, something's wrong, because I know Mike Brown was asked about it. I think it was after the Pelicans game, and Mike Brown said, it looks okay to me. You might want to ask him. When he didn't play and Malik had that big game, Malik kind of said something like, well, Fox, sometimes you're going to have a bruise here or there. And it's like, at first we kind of discounted that. And then it's like, wait, is Fox, is he dealing with something? And then Jason Anderson a couple of days ago with us saying he was worried about him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And I don't know any inside knowledge. I haven't asked anybody. I'll leave that to the coaches and the medical staff and everything like that. But I would not be surprised if he's dealing with something. It's sort of like in hockey where after the season, they list all the laundry list of injuries. Oh, this guy is going to have surgery for this. This guy's, because they played through it. De'Aaron Fox, I think, is playing through some things right now. And we've heard so much about other players, other franchises load managing a little bit. I would not be opposed to a little load management for De'Aaron Fox.
It's possible that he feels that the team can't afford to have him do that. Last year, Domas played through a broken thumb. Keegan Murray played through a similar injury. And maybe the feeling right now is, and maybe it's De'Aaron Fox's feeling like, I need to play. We need me to play.
Well, that's what's so upsetting about Milwaukee, Phoenix last night. You take care of those. Maybe you rest them Monday or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like you're digging yourselves a hole where now you can't afford to rest him. You're on a 4-game skid. And so you need this win come Monday before you head out on that treacherous 7-game road trip.
Back to the phones we go. Gilbert joins us on Sactown Sports. G, what's up? What can we do for you?
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Good.
What's happening?
So let me start this off. I got 2 things that I got to say. First, I got to preface it by saying I'm a Cowboys fan, so I do have to basically swallow my pride on this one to give Drake some props. Unfortunately, I have not been able to watch the Kings commentators for the last 5 games because some things switched up. So I've had to listen to other teams' commentators, and it makes me appreciate you guys so much more. Because sometimes it feels like they do not even make a chance to look into what they're doing. So other thing, last point that I have is I think the status that we have with the team is more based off of mental immaturity. I'm not going to be the guy who calls in and says I played D3 basketball, so I know what I'm talking about when it comes to professional sports. But I have seen and been on teams where
D3 is pretty good, by the way. D3 is pretty legit, so good for you.
It makes it, but yeah. So with that being said, when you play to the level of your competition, that's when you start to have issues. And a lot of times it seems like they play up for teams and then they play down for teams. So we keep getting beat by people that don't have their stars and they're playing down to them. So when they get the brakes beat off of them, they look around and try to find answers.
Yeah.
But that's all I got.
All right. Thanks, Gilbert. That sounds to me like maybe he has League Pass and then League Pass is switched up.
Yeah.
Which team's broadcast you get or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate Gilbert calling in because I tell you what, being a team broadcaster, it is a difficult job in terms of, especially in this social media age.
Should we get the violins ready for this?
No, I'm just saying you can't please everybody. Yeah. Like Mike Breen is great, right? Let's say Mike Breen. There are some people who don't like Mike Breen. Like we're talking the greatest of the great here. Right. It's like you know, you're going to have your haters out there when you're a broadcaster. It's crazy. Like Mike Breen is awesome. Mark Jones, like these guys are great. But there's a segment, they'll make their opinions known. Like, oh, it's ridiculous. So I appreciate Gilbert calling in with that.
Because your conventional thinking is if I do my job well, then no one will have anything to complain about. It's like,
they always find something, right? It's funny. I got a tweet from somebody yesterday. He's like, Kyle, you should be fired for saying barbecue chicken. And I'm like, what? That's basketball. What are we talking? That's like, but that's how people are nowadays, man. It's crazy.
Wait, someone thinks that's like racist or something?
I don't know what he said, you and Mike Brown should be fired. Bring back Grant. And I was like, okay. Okay. Why do you got that look like? Okay.
I think part of it is, and this is, I think I've had this conversation with both of you guys because of where I lived at prior to moving to Sacramento. Yeah. I was in, I guess, considered the Warriors, territory. So I always get the opposite of Drapes and Mark Jones and all that type of stuff. And I'm kind of on the opposite. Like sometimes I find it refreshing to hear what other people are saying about your team, you know, what they're saying about the Kings or what they're saying about certain players. But there are certain instances where, you know, homers are homers. And I mean, as much as they do pay your check at some form or fashion. They are signing a check. So Drapes, you kind of have to be a homer somewhat, right? I mean, is it not like
it's part of the job now?
Yeah, right.
I think it used to be years ago.
Yeah. One of the things I said, you know, when I took this job and when I do these games, I try to remain balanced, unbiased. But if there's a 50-50 play, I'm giving my guys the benefit of the doubt. But it's harder because you want them to do so well. But there was if a ball gets knocked out of bounds, we all see it. I got to be like, nah, that's not a good challenge by Mike Brown. We all see it. And so it's hard because, I think in this job, one thing that people will respect, I'm talking about organization, fans, never make it personal. Long as whatever you say doesn't come off as personal, it should be A-okay.
I'll give you credit. I think it was the Phoenix game. Kevin Durant went up late in the game, he shot, and he got fouled by Fox. And Katie said, I didn't see much up top there. Maybe with the left hand. And you said, no, he got him.
That's a foul. That's a foul.
Yeah.
I worked many years with Tommy Heinsohn, great legend. Tommy Heinsohn, Hall of Famer, won titles as a coach and as a player. We would be sitting watching the game and see the same exact thing but he was wearing the green colored glasses so much he couldn't differentiate, And so I would be like, Tommy, really? Is that what you really like? Don't you just see that? And so when you're a team broadcaster, sometimes you do get blinded by your homerism, your bias.
JR joins us now on Sactown Sports. Hey, JR, excited about tomorrow night?
Yeah, I am. How you doing, Sly guys?
Good.
What's up, man? What's going on?
I don't know anyone that doesn't like your commentary drapes on the Kings. I don't know one person, and I only know 3 people, but
that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, 3 for 3.
Appreciate that.
But who's teaching us how to shoot 3 throws? The great Elk Grove Bill Cartwright, because we need a little more education. As far as tomorrow, let's talk a little bit about tomorrow's night game. Rain doesn't affect Brock Whitey. Nothing affects that man. There's the reason they call him Big C Brock, because he's all that inside the heart. And you guess what? If that doesn't work, unlike the Kings, they can't just turn it on at any time. They just hand the ball off to that other guy. What's his name? I think went to Stanford. He was pretty good.
Christian McCaffstrain.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, and then his dad. Yeah, and then another guy, Debo. I'm thinking I'm going to be very confident here and just go ahead and start buying my NFC Championship tickets right now.
So, all right.
Yeah, I'm hoping they play that at Kezar, by the way. What do you think, Whitey?
That'd be great. Are you going to the game tomorrow?
I am not.
Okay.
I had to choose. I had to choose between the 2.
Uh-huh.
And so I went with the guess that it is going to be a continuation of the season until the following Sunday. So
gotcha. All right.
Yes.
Well played.
And it was hard on Saturday, but I'm feeling good. I think we all are feeling good. Green Bay looks great. We all know that. I love playing them, by the way. So many Packer fans just ripping on me, and it's great. Yeah. And Drake knows how this is. You get those fans from the Midwest, back east, and they're kind of blinded because it's so cold. The brain gets a little brain freeze.
JR didn't
understand the game.
Pardon me, but perhaps you didn't hear Kyle. He pledged allegiance to the Packers this week. He says he's now a Packer.
I heard that. I love how he did it. You know what? I give him credit. You know what? The train goes out of here. I think they call it the bandwagon, and it heads out of here. It goes south. But he's going to hit the snow, I heard. Yeah. Are you going to the snow tomorrow, Drapes, or Sunday? Or what are you going to do there?
I'm going Sunday, big fella. Sunday.
You don't have to watch. Well, don't the Eagles play Sunday?
No,
we prepare for the draft, baby. We prepare for the draft.
That was a good shot.
That's a good shot.
Don't the Eagles play? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, and this is why I can't root for the Niners, because of guys like JR and all these Niners fans out there. If you just let me be, let sleeping dogs lie, I don't have to all of a sudden go out and buy a Jordan Love jersey.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not going to do
that. I thought about it. Dude, I tell you what, if they win, your boy's going to come out here.
You're going to have fun.
Yes.
Yeah. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Back to the phones when we come back. Also, the one thing everybody thinks about the Kings, it's not true.
Really?
Why isn't it? Next,
okay.
Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Check out our NFL playoff doubleheader on Sunday. Tampa Bay at Detroit at noon, followed by Houston at Baltimore at 3:30 on your home for Super Bowl 58. Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk.
And Tyrese is playing tonight.
Yeah, Tyrese playing.
Too.
Yeah.
Like, how come Tyrese?
He could have played.
If he's going to play tonight, how come you ain't want to play last night, Tyrese? It would have been nice. I'm interested in watching the Pacers tonight and see how that all works, because I think that's going to be a potent 1-2 combination, those two guys.
Yep. Good for them. And then, they have an awful lot of talent, as we talked about yesterday. I was sitting next to a Pacers writer, and I'm not sure what his name was or who he writes for, but he could barely contain himself. And I said to him, "That was a big win for your team." And he said, "Oh, it's not my team. I just covered them." I was like, "Yeah, okay." Yeah, I
calm down, buddy.
Yeah, but big win for the team you cover.
Yeah.
And he was saying it's like one of the unlikeliest wins of the year for them. He said they have no business winning this game. So huge win.
Huge win.
I mean, the Kings.
Part of the team missing because of trade, several guys injured. I mean, this was a massive win for Indiana and a win they needed. And I'm just, Jarris Walker, the Pacers didn't want to include him in the Siakam trade. And I'm like, why? They don't even use him. He's, mostly in the G League. I see why. He looked great last night. Like, he was guarded by Fox one time at the top of the key. He did a little dance with it, crossed him over, and then hit the three. And I was like, this kid is nice. And so they got some good young pieces. And, as you go through this season, you see a lot of teams are on the rise. It's not just Sacramento, obviously, okay, like the Pacers are getting better. Minnesota is getting better. Look at some of the teams, the Pelicans, and so that's why if I'm Monty McNair, you can't stand pat. If you stand pat, you're going to get left in the dust, I feel like.
Speaking of getting left in the dust, it seems to me that we talk to other members of the media from other teams, fans, everybody, they talk about the Kings, say, man, those guys, they get out and they push it, right? That offense, they're a fast-breaking team. And Kyle, it's pretty clear they're just not, for whatever reason. They don't really, they get continually and regularly outscored in fast break points by other teams. Obviously, Indiana is really a team that pushes tempo, but there are teams like Phoenix that don't push tempo, and they run the Kings out of the gym. So I'm not sure if that's an issue. Maybe we're just mistaken, but it seems to me the Kings, it would behoove them to get out and push the ball a little more and get easier baskets. It was a big deal for Mike Brown last year. We heard him yelling about it in practice, and now it just seems like it's not really something the Kings are emphasizing.
No, I don't know if they're not emphasizing it. They're just not executing it. Mike Brown has talked ad nauseum about it in his pregame, postgame. He said it on the road the other night. And this is to your point too. Our guys get the rebound and 2 or 3 guys coming back asking for the ball instead of, and to your point, or is Domas just dribbling up? The fastest way to advance the ball is by the pass, not by the dribble. And so when you look at Sacramento fast break points, Whitey, I got the numbers right here. This season, 25th in the NBA.
Really?
In fast break points, the Sacramento Kings. This is a team that wants to play fast, get out and run. It's not happening.
They're not doing it.
Not doing it at all.
And you know what? I'll say this. I don't think it's the rebounding, because I believe they're still number one in defensive rebounding percentage. So, it'd be easy to say, well, if you don't get the rebound, you can't run. But they are rebounding the ball, and they're still not getting out and scoring.
Last year, they were 7th in fast break points. Easy buckets, transition. And that's not happening this year. And then you look at last year, they were 11th in points off turnovers. A lot of times points off turnovers, live ball turnovers, you can get in transition, that kind of thing. This year, points off turnovers. When you got to scroll down a lot, that's when you know it's pretty. That's 25th in points off turnovers.
There you go.
Those are 2 big areas the Kings have regressed in.
Yesterday, Mark Boyle from the Pacers asked both of us, it's like, how come your team scored so many points last year? They're not scoring this year. And we had some good answers. But I've been thinking about it all day, because I think it goes deeper than what we said. And I think there's a couple things right there that speak to why they're not scoring more points. The other thing is, Chris Watkins mentioned this to me a couple weeks ago, and Kevin Huerter talked about it last night after the game. In the half court, forget fast breaks. In the half court, Indiana played crisply and with pace in the half court. The Kings play in the half court almost sluggishly at times.
Yes.
That's why I said earlier, it's like, I would think that sometimes they're easy to guard. Now, if they're making threes, it's like, wow, they're raining threes on. If they're not, they really don't pose that many problems for you.
Yeah.
There's not that much movement.
Sacramento this year, 11th in pace, and that's possessions per 48 minutes. 100.29 possessions per 48 minutes. Last year, and I don't know these numbers. I'm just looking them up on the fly here.
Mm-hmm.
Last year,
were they 12th last year?
They were seventh last year. So they were better.
Yeah.
They moved with pace.
Yes.
You know, when they got the ball in the half court set, they were whipping it around and shooting, you know, and they got more opportunities. And so, but we talked also, and I mentioned this during the broadcast, Indiana's an elite offensive team. The numbers indicate that, right?
Right.
But Rick Carlisle made a decision December 26th to start Jalen Smith for defense of purposes and said, I'd rather take a step back offensively to improve defensively. Since December 26th, they're 16th in the NBA in defensive rating, talking about the Pacers. Same thing with the Sacramento Kings, right? That's the hope. Like, you know what? We can sacrifice a little offense if our defense can improve dramatically. What do you think about the defense so far this season? Because the numbers would indicate that they're an improved team. They're 17th in defensive rating.
Sometimes we've seen streaks where it's better, but then we've seen too many examples like last night where they're overmatched last night against Phoenix when Phoenix was moving the ball around the perimeter and the Kings were blitzing. Too many instances that maybe they balance it out by having some good streaks of defense, but too many times they're overmatched on defense.
I need to make a list. I'm going to have to get out my notepad because we're wondering why the Kings are struggling so much this season. We just talked about fast break points, points off turnovers, pace. All those are going the wrong way this year for the Kings. But also you can add in 3-point defense.
Yeah.
Percentage defense. Look at the Pacers last night. This is without Tyrese. Pacers shot 40% from three, 39.4%. For most of the game, they were above that.
Mm-hmm.
For most of the game, they were well above that. And so their 3-point defense is bad. And so there are a number of factors that indicate why the Kings are regressing this season. We just laid out 4 of them.
Yeah. Here's a good comment from Compio. They can't fast break when they have to get the ball out of the basket so often.
There you go.
That's a great point. We'll have to look that up. Their opposing field goal percentage against.
Yeah, I could do that.
But yeah, they're not getting some of the easy baskets that they should be getting. Right now, if I may make a confession,
all right,
I find myself every game comparing the Kings' free throw percentage to the other team's field goal percentage and seeing if the Kings can, it's close, right? I mean, last night the Kings from the line shot 56.2%. And from the floor, Indiana shot 55.1%. So the Kings beat them, but just by barely. A little bit.
That can't happen, right? I mean, that's pretty embarrassing right there. And I don't know, man. It's a real thing, these free throw struggles. And we've talked about it. I've mentioned it several times. When your 2 best players, the 2 guys who get there the most, Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox, last night, they were combined 10 of 17. Those 2 guys missed 7 free throws.
They're groaners at this point. Everyone in the building's like,
everybody feels
holding their breath and like, yeah.
Everybody feels it. And so you're giving away points. Like your 2 best players, your 2 guys who get there the most on your team are your worst free throw shooters. That's a recipe for losses right there. There you go.
I know you're at practice. It's not true. Everyone is assuming, well, they have to practice them. That's the befuddling thing. They are practicing them. They're practicing them more than they've ever practiced them. So that's not the issue.
Right. Man, I'm looking at these numbers. Some of these numbers are surprising. This is what's so interesting. This year, we talked about opponent field goal percentage defense, like your defense. Sacramento, 24th. Teams are shooting 48.7%. That's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty bad. That's oh my, if a team knows it's going to shoot 48% when they walk in, they're like, oh, we got this.
And I'm telling you, as I've said, when teams get behind the Kings, they're not worried because they know it's all right. The ball's going to start going in for us. They can't stop us.
Last year, they were 29th, 49.2. but their offense was so elite, they were able to overcome that.
Right.
Now your offense takes a step back, and your defense, forget about the rating right now. Look at that stat we just talked about, field goal percentage defense. It is bad, and your offense can't overcome it this year.
They're going to need help, and not just one guy.
It's not just one guy. Right.
Let's get Matisse Thybulle in here. It's going to take more than that. He would help, but it's going to take more than that.
Exactly. I think what we're seeing is that this team has more holes than just one guy can fix right now. And that's frustrating, because when you look at it too, we could talk about the rotation and everything like that. Mike Brown, once again, only went 9 deep, only played 3 guards. And don't tell me Keon Ellis, he only played 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So there's a lack of depth at that guard position that we're having right now too.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the trade market, do we have to scratch another name off the Kings wish list?
Uh-oh.
Do we? I'm not sure. That's next year with the Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Has Monty put together a roster that can help make a deep playoff run this season?
Just trying to give coach options, give him guys that can help us win in a variety of areas. Obviously, our top guys are going to play every game, but there's going to be other times, whether it's injuries, matchups, we've got to have some variety on the bench for coach to point to and say, go in there and help us win.
Tune into every Kings game this season
on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
When the unexpected happens, trust AutoAccident.com. Loyalty and compassion set them apart. They're with you every step of the way. AutoAccident.com. That's AutoAccident.com.
Beachhead Deli on 711 K Street is now your place to go in downtown Sacramento prior to all the games, concerts, and events. Conveniently located just across the street from the arena, Beachhead Deli features the finest gourmet sandwiches and craft beverages anywhere. Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street is also your premier lunch destination 7 days a week. Come by and say hi to new owner Brad Wakai. He's so excited to take care of all your taste bud needs. That's Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street in Sacramento.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Get a great deal on your new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Superstore. Great selection, great factory financing and incentive, and great Maida Chevy savings on every new Silverado in stock. Online at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
It's Carmichael Day with a Fire Wings announcement. The Floor and Road location now serves pizza, and oh my goodness, it's so good. Don't forget the Wings Day Wednesday lineup, 88-cent wings every Wednesday. You got 21 delicious flavors to choose from and the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Save time and order online. Go to firewings.com or download the app. Find a location near you, order online, and earn rewards. Fire Wings. Just wing it.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big ol' nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. 2-day GA tickets are on sale now starting at $85, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Oak Ridge Winery.
California's largest sportsman's expo is back Thursday through Sunday at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Buy the latest gear, meet the experts, learn about fishing, hunting, boating, and off-roading. See Toyota's all-new Tacoma. This is the place to discover your next adventure, nearby or around the world. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, Thursday through Sunday at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain, very intense, can make your eyes water. It makes you walk funny because you're trying to get pressure off your heel. I had instability. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And I was driving past the Good Feet store. I mean, why not? Give it a try.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure they fitted me with the right thing. And so they brought out several different arch supports and gave me the opportunity to try them in shoes and walk around with them until they found the perfect ones for my feet. I had no idea that they would be that patient, and I had no idea they would be that kind. And you just knew, like, your feet, just when they got on the right ones, they were like, oh yeah. And it really did make a big difference. It made my foot not hurt. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
The world has changed a lot these last few years. You can do pretty much anything from your home, including order your new Honda from Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Check out our great selection at StocktonHonda.com or come in today and get pre-approved all in the blink of an eye. Stockton Honda makes buying a car simple and stress-free.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sactown Sports.
We didn't like the Beam last night, Kyle, as you well know. Kings falling to the Indiana Pacers. Wait, the Pacers didn't have their guys. Well, we've heard that before, haven't we? 126-121. Pacers with the win. So, to me, it's just readily apparent here. We can bellyache as we've been doing all day, and thank you for helping us through that. It's pretty clear to me that they're going to need a talent upgrade. It's apparent that they recognize that. So, let's look at, again, who is available here, what we think we know, what we know about who's out there, what it would take to
LeBron
get
James.
Don't think he's available. Yeah.
Would you take LeBron? I don't mean to stare, but would you take LeBron on this team?
I probably would. Yes.
Why do you guys even have to think about it?
Yes, it's LeBron James.
Okay, all right. I'm just checking.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to me because that speaks to the fact that this team isn't one of these teams that's like got, 40 draft picks and they're trying to, accumulate all this young talent.
Right.
Like I think the window is not going to be open for as long. So LeBron, yeah, that'd be great. Jeremy Grant. We all think maybe Jeremy Grant would be great since Siakam's off the list, right?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think of this, Kyle? According to multiple reports, and the Blazers haven't said anything directly, but the Blazers are reported to have no interest in trading Grant. Didn't they say they didn't want to trade Dame also? Many times didn't we hear that they're going to hang on to Dame? Didn't we hear that?
All right. Okay. So what are you saying? You're not buying that?
I'm not sure I'm buying that, given where they are and how much they're paying him and how young their team is. And it's smart, right? With the deadline approaching, other teams want him. Well, we're not interested in trading him. That just drives the price up.
Yeah, exactly. And to your point, if you say, teams know that,
right?
All right, they're looking to move him. We can, lowball him or something like that. No, you're right.
Yeah, so that's one to keep an eye on. And I think we agree that he would be a pretty good fit. Although he also just said, I don't know if this means anything. He said, I'm happy where I am. And as long as I'm here, I'm doing what they pay me to do. So does that mean that you don't want to get him? I don't know. Maybe he's saying what he has to say.
If I'm Monty, you go get him.
Yes.
I don't care what he says. I don't care what the Blazers say.
Right.
It might take 2 first-rounders.
Mm-hmm.
You okay with that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You
got to do something, right? You have to. That's the thing.
And to me right now, if I had a choice, don't know if I have either one of these guys as a possibility, but if it's Grant or Kuzma, I really like Grant more because of what he gives me defensively and because he's, more of they're both forwards, but I like Grant better. But Michael Scotto says, according to, again, league sources, and some of this can be, teams and they're spreading disinformation to their own benefit. He says, according to league sources, the Wizards want 2 number ones for Kuzma, which we knew.
Yep.
The new wrinkle here is apparently they say they want 2 number ones, both of which would have potential to be lottery picks. So in other words, number 1 protected 1 through 14. The Wizards say
no, we don't want that.
It ain't gonna get.
So they want 2 lottery picks for Kyle Kuzma, reportedly.
Sure, of which again, we're early enough.
Nice player, but
yeah, I mean, sure. What would you ideally like? Their price may have to come down as we approach the deadline. Well, what do you think? Are those 2 guys we scratch off, or do we keep an eye on that? I'm
keeping an eye on Grant for sure. I think Kuzma. I've said it. I think he's sort of redundant with Keegan Murray to an extent. I don't think he gives you the length and the defense that you want. Basically, you got 2 6'8" forwards again, like Harrison Barnes is. I think with Jeremy Grant, a longer wingspan, a better defender, doesn't, not looking for 20 shots. Like, I feel like Kuzma's, I hate to say it because I don't know him, but he seems like he's about Kyle Kuzma. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
I mean, that's some guys play that way.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Doesn't mean they're bad people.
Right.
That's the way they play.
It just seems like that's how he plays.
Yeah.
And so I think Grant would be my, I would take Grant instead of Kyle Kuzma. Right?
Just think if you could somehow get Grant and, Thibault. That's my dream scenario right now.
Help everything, huh? That would help your offense, your defense, like two-way players we talked about. Matisse Thybulle is that. Jeremy Grant is that. And, Matisse Thybulle, he's long too. Like, and he's physical, and I'm with you. It might cost a lot, but I might be willing to pay a lot.
Do you agree with me that it's worth the cost? Because the window for this team is currently constructed. I don't see it being open for a really long time. Maybe that's wrong. I feel like I'm not saying it's this year or bust, but I'm willing to add pieces now at the expense of future picks because I'm not sure this core that I have now, I don't know what I got in, say, 3 years. I'm not
really
sure. I'm not sure.
Domas is what, 26? De'Aaron 26? Like,
yeah, you're right.
I would think Keegan. I would think
a youngster.
4 to 5 years is their window, a 5-year window. The problem is the other teams, and I feel like OKC is going to get better. Like from now, for 2 or 3 years from now, OKC might be a juggernaut.
Mm-hmm.
You got Shea, Chet, Jalen Williams. I mean, they might be a juggernaut. I do think the window in the West is open now, more so than it might be in 3 years. Denver, they're still good, but they got some flaws. Minnesota, you know what? Good team. Like, why can't you be in the mix with those teams? And I think making a move by bringing in a Jeremy Grant, by bringing in a Matisse Thybulle, I think puts you on, you're in one of those top 5, I think, contenders for sure. And standing pat,
yeah,
you're on that rung below that.
You're asking for trouble. What did Mike Brown say? It's like you're in for rude awakening.
Rude awakening.
Yeah, he said that about if you don't improve your defense, but I think that's the track they're on, and they clearly recognize it. We know they clearly recognize it because, by all accounts, they really made a push for Siakam, right? They
did,
yeah,
right, exactly. And I'm looking at the YouTube chat, and this is what frustrates me about fans. We need to talk in facts and realness, and not in fake, clickbait material. I'm looking at this guy Julian, who's blaming our GM for not adding a solid supporting cast. He goes on to say, the problem with the Kings is our owner and GM are scared to go for moves. That's just not right. We made arguably the most controversial move in the last 20 years for this franchise by trading Tyrese. Like, they swung and made a major move. Right. I think they're a measured, calculated bunch talking about Monte McNair. So I disagree with that.
Yeah, I think that's factually incorrect. Now, you could hang on to that if nothing happens at the deadline. Maybe we've got some there. But right now, I mean, you look at where they are and how they got here with the Sabonis trade. Now, Julian, I don't think that doesn't hold any water.
This guy is creating a narrative that just isn't true. And this is what bothers me about what's happening in YouTube and on social media, Twitter and all that. It's like people spin a narrative without actually speaking the truth and what's really going on.
People are frustrated. People are angry, right? That was a really frustrating defeat on top of a really frustrating defeat. As you pointed out yesterday, and it came to pass, the Kings having lost 4 straight for the first time since the start of last season. It's been a while since we've been through this as Kings fans.
And I think what's frustrating for Kings fans, and I feel you, it's not that they're losing. It's that they look lost. There's a difference, right? Yep. If you're playing your ball, letting the team beat you, okay. This team looks lost at times. Last night, they looked lost out there. The game against Philly, Charlotte at home, Pelicans, they look lost out there too many times. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, too, Whitey, and we've talked about it, we still don't know who this team is. This team isn't an offensive juggernaut. Nope. Can they beat you defensively? Nope. They're what are they? I don't even their offense, when we say when things are going right, well, they haven't gone right that many times this year. I need a game where Kevin Huerter's hitting, Keegan's hitting, De'Aaron's hitting, Malik. I feel like far too many times this season, all right, Kevin Huerter will get it going, but then Malik won't have it going. De'Aaron will get it going, but then Kevin Huerter won't have it. I can't remember a whole lot of games where everybody was clicking on the same cylinder.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. It's Jerry on Sactown Sports. Jerry, what's that? Sorry, Jay, what'd you say?
What's up, Jay?
Hey.
Break after the call.
Okay, yeah. Hey, thank you. Yeah, Jerry, hello.
Hey, what's up, Money?
Hey.
What's going on, man?
Same. How you doing?
Good. What you got for me, man? You better come correct today, man.
Hey, man, I understand your feelings, but I understand the fans. There's two things I didn't like about last night's game. Number one, I didn't like the fans booing Buddy Hill. He ain't did nothing but get traded. Number two, if you notice, and I know you notice because you be watching everything, everybody else that runs on defense on the other team, they run with our players. They let Sabonis dribble up the ball on purpose because that way they know they got to set up a half-court offense. We got to stop this. I don't know if Darren's hurt or whatever, but there's certain things. We're a predictable offense now. And with being predictable, they know how to set up for us. Hey, that's all I got for you, Drake. I'll see you Monday.
All right, baby. I'll see you Monday.
I agree with Jerry.
Jerry, my guy. Yes, sir. I mean, the offense is predictable. When I look at the Kings' offense, I feel like most of the time they're searching out the threes. They're hunting the threes. But we saw last night, and I forget which caller said this earlier, the Pacers sort of took a page out of the Warriors book, backed off Domantas Sabonis.
And the Suns did that too.
Yeah, Suns did that also. And Domas has to take advantage of that. He had a nice game last night. Another triple-double. Nobody's really talking about it because it wasn't impactful, right? He got his numbers, but it wasn't he wasn't the best big man on the floor last night. And that's frustrating. And so to the last caller's point, and we talked about it off air with Jay, when Malik Monk comes in, it resembles a more, what's the word I'm looking for? Typical offensive, more ball movement, pick and rolls more. I'd like to see more pick and rolls with De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis instead of always playing through Domantas Sabonis at the elbow.
Coming up top of the hour, we're going to check in with your favorite. Emil's going to join us for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is he in studio or no?
I hope so.
Not.
I'm not sure.
He's on YouTube. All right.
When we come back, are the Kings a good three-point shooting team? Are they better than they were last year? Why that's a really complicated question when we come right back here. Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam Team, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
When accidents turn life upside down, AutoAccident.com is in your corner. Compassionate advice, loyal support, and the courage to fight for you. AutoAccident.com. That's AutoAccident.com.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast with a buck here, buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-Do.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Just mix a packet of Eucora with water and drink it when you need support, like right after intimacy. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a sales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. A new year means new adventures. Take on any terrain behind the wheel of a new Toyota truck. Seize the great deals happening now at your local Toyota dealer and gear up for your next adventure. Right now, get low 3.99% APR on the legendary 2023 Tacoma, or get $750 cash back on the powerful 2024 Tundra. Haul in the new year in a new Toyota truck. Toyota. Let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium ready credit. Excludes TRD Pro. Ends 131.
Meal coming up top of the hour. Getting us ready like we need help getting ready for the 49ers and the Packers. I'm going to make you some money here. I've got a can't miss prop bet for you on the 49er Packer game. If you can find somebody dumb enough to take you up on it.
What you got?
Who is going to have the ball start the game? See, Green Bay changed their philosophy now. They always if they win the toss, they want the ball. And the 49ers always defer. Yeah. So we know who's going to have the ball first. If you can trick somebody into that one, I don't know if that's free beer or something.
Free beer, right?
Yeah. What do you think of that? I mean, now Green Bay with their offense, it's all they talk about. Oh yeah, we love it because now Coach LaFleur, he wants the ball, and that just gives us confidence, and we're gonna go down and score first time we have the ball.
I think that's lack of confidence in your defense, actually, right? Like you don't want to be down 7-0 right off the jump. That's what I think of that. And Bill Belichick was always the defer type.
Yeah.
Because he wanted the ball to start the second half.
Right.
You get an early stop. then you go up 7-0 and then, you get the ball to start the second half. And I would imagine that's why Kyle does that too.
Yeah. We'll look at what the Packers have to do to have any chance tomorrow. There are some people that know a lot about football that say it's going to be a closer game than people think. I don't know.
There is a pathway to a Packers win. The ground game has to be on point.
And it has been.
It has been. Right. That's the thing. And I think that's where maybe you can gash the Niners. When you look at the Niners' losses this season, go back to that Cleveland game. No Nick Chubb. It didn't matter. You still were able to control the ball, the time of possession game, that kind of thing. And I think that's where Aaron Jones and them can have something. Like, I don't want to put it all on Jordan Love's arm. What we saw last week against Dallas, great performance. That might have been his best performance of the entire season. I don't know if that's who he is against this defense on the road in this kind of game. I think it's the line of scrimmage, it's running the ball, and it's keeping that Niners offense off the field.
Something that we're going to see tomorrow that we're not going to be where we're seeing until years from now.
Uh-oh.
And when I say this, everyone's going to disagree. And they will find out years from now that that I was right and they're wrong. It's okay. Whitey's not mad. But here's the thing. It's been a rough year for quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers is hurt. Tom Brady's retired. And there have been some guys playing quarterbacks like, who's that? Tomorrow, we're going to see the first chapter in what's going to be the next great quarterback rivalry. Brock Purdy, Jordan Love. We're talking Manning, Brady, United star. No, I really think
so. Is Jalen Hurts just going to retire tomorrow or something like that?
He probably should.
My boy Caleb Williams gets drafted to the Bears or something like that.
No disrespect to CJ Stroud. I mean, he's phenomenal too. But Jordan Love, the more you look into it, and I remember early in the year watching him on a primetime game, and he's throwing off his back foot.
Right.
Like, this guy's terrible. And then you see him now, and he's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he looks amazing. And who'd we have on? Wayne Larrabee.
Yeah.
Talking about it the other day and the job Matt LaFleur has done. And, people were like, oh, no Aaron Rodgers. Now we'll see what Matt LaFleur's. He's a damn good coach. And he seems like he's developing, Jordan Love taking leaps and bounds without Aaron Rodgers there, looking over his shoulder, having to back him up or anything like that. I mean, he's been amazing lately. And there's a reason why he was, drafted where he was. Even knowing they had Aaron Rodgers, you still pick that guy. Like, they clearly saw something in him, and now he's paying off. With that being said, I still like CJ Stroud.
Oh, I love him too.
CJ, but it's a tough test for Jordan Love, man. I don't want it to be all on his arm this weekend if I'm a Packers fan.
Before we get back to the Kings, I got one more Brock Purdy number for you. I know you love Brock Purdy fun facts. Brock Purdy this year, his completion rate on throws 20 or more yards downfield. A throw 20 or more yards downfield. His completion rate, 63.8. That's the most accurate deep passing season Pro Football Focus has ever recorded.
Wow. He's been tremendous. Now you got to do it in the postseason.
Which he's already done, but okay.
What? How'd he do in an NFC Championship game when
he got injured and he couldn't? What is that?
He was smacked up in the
Was he catching fish?
He was smacked up in the NFC Championship game. He can atone, make amends, have Drapes come over and believe in him if he gets it done this year.
Oh, all right.
And it's not just about winning. Like, if he leads this team to the Super Bowl, I'll give him his due. I ain't doing it yet.
So if he throws 10 passes per game and they win the Super Bowl, you giving it to him?
No.
Oh,
no. He has to be Because you got Jay.
I'm just asking.
I'm not taking it. I'm not.
I'm just seeing if he was giving them love.
Mike is going off because I'm not taking that bait. Last thing I'm gonna say is you are the guys that talked about Joe Montana, Tom Brady in the same vein as Brock Purdy.
Not me, but I get what you're saying. 49er fans,
right?
yes.
49ers fans. Right. So why do you guys do this to me? Why you get me all fired up?
I was just asking a simple question.
Oh, so he needs to go out there and be one of the reasons they win. He doesn't have to be the reason, but he can't just be Trent Dilfer leading the Ravens to a Super Bowl or anything like that. He has to be one of the guys.
I got another fun fact for you.
Yeah.
A lower percentage of Purdy's passing yards have come via yards after the catch. Lower percentage of his passing yards have come via yards after the catch than any of the recent MVP winners, including Patrick Mahomes. It's fact. These are facts.
I like these stats you're coming up with.
Those are facts.
It's system stats. You know, it's sort of like it's like
everybody plays in the system.
The greatest show on turf. You know, this is Kurt Warner. You know, you got all this talent.
Hall of Famer.
Here's the thing, and my guy in the 916 says, Whitey, that stat you talked about throwing down the field, that's probably because he only threw it down the field more than 20 yards about 12 times this year. How many times did he throw that up? Yeah, we may have to look that up. So
that must be a Cowboy fan or a Raider fan.
Well, it's probably that means you don't really know.
Ouch.
He's gonna at this point and not just for Drapes, but I guess for others, he's gonna almost have to go out there and throw for 350 every single game with 4 touchdowns.
Which is only going to happen, as you know, being a 49er fan. If he's throwing for 350, they're losing.
Right.
Yeah, they're not set up that way.
He can't win at all, Whitey. At this point, Brock Purdy can't win at all.
No, you're right, Jay, because Kyle Shanahan doesn't even put that kind of responsibility on his shoulder to go out there and win a ball game for them.
Because he's a good coach.
Because you got
good coaches
CMC,
do.
you got Debo, you got all these weapons. Here, just get it to the guys. Don't mess it up. When you look at the games they lost this season, a big reason why was because the play of Brock Purdy.
The 49ers offensive line in every single pass protection metric, every single one, offensive line ranks at number 20 or lower.
Man,
I don't care about that number. What about the eye test? Come on, man. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
Protect him, but he still makes big plays downfield. Is that the system? I don't think that's the system.
Well, when guys are wide open, it's easier to make plays downfield. You guys,
everyone plays in a system.
No, but Jay, this is an age-old argument. I'm not falling for it again. I'm not getting into this right now because I'm gonna come across as a Brock Purdy hater. This has been what we have litigated this all season long. Nothing has changed.
Okay, let me see how what you just said applies to this play. We all saw this play. They're playing Washington, and they really weren't playing very well, but they ended up winning the game. Brock Purdy rolls out.
I remember that play.
Yeah, and whatever he's going to throw in the flat or whatever wasn't there, and he sprints out right, and he stops, and he looks in the end zone, and he points to Ayuk, pardon me. You go over there, points to him. Was he wide open? No. Purdy said, you go over there, throws him open. Touchdown.
Is that what we're going to do now, Whitey?
That's what happened.
Pick out one play all season.
Just give me an example, sir.
That's like, remember that one play, third quarter back in 2006 is that what we're really doing right now? What just happened? Is that what I got a season-long list of let's look at the games they lost at Cleveland.
Missed the field goal.
44.44% completion percentage.
Doesn't matter.
What do you mean?
Drapes, he brought his team back.
No,
it was a 40-yard field goal missed.
First of all, it was a bad holding call, and then Brandon Ayuk broke a tackle and ran it for 25 yards.
He got him in the position he needed him to, did he not?
All right. At Minnesota, Jay. No,
is that a yes or no?
Let's talk about the They did
Moody
that
missed the field goal, a 40-yard field goal.
He completed 2 passes. One of them, the Browns had missed tackles. Come on. All right.
Yeah.
The next week.
1 second.
All right.
I want to give you a warning. If you want to continue, fine. But I want to warn you because I just got this text. Drapes is talking foolish again. I got him when I come on. That's from Emil.
Oh, here we go. Okay, no.
You want to keep going?
No. I just want to. All right, I'll save it because I got to have ammunition for Emil. I got my ammunition. He better come correct with his ammunition. My numbers don't lie.
You shooting pellet guns, paintball guns? What you shooting over there, man?
Dude, we got howitzer guns out there, baby. I'm telling you.
How many points do the Niners put up tomorrow night? Emil Fragoso, our Sactown Sports 49er insider, going toe-to-toe with Drapes when we come right back. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
The divisional round of the NFL playoffs continues Saturday on Sactown Sports. First, it's the AFC's top seed Baltimore Ravens as they look to back up the league's best record when they host the upstart Houston Texans.
Then the 49ers start their postseason as they host the Green Bay Packers. Texans and Ravens at 1:30. Packers and 49ers at 5:15.
The NFL playoffs right here on your home for Super Bowl 58. Sactown Sports.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional grade supplies for every industry, even hard to find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast with a buck here, a buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-Do.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not available in a combo. Single item at regular price.
The 2024 Honda Civic LX sedan from Elk Grove Honda offers all the safety, reliability, performance, and great gas mileage you've come to expect from Honda for all these years. With anti-lock brakes, tire pressure monitoring system, backup camera, and Honda safety sensing package including collision mitigation braking system, you can see why a sporty, redesigned Civic from Elk Grove Honda gives you a lot for your money. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
I like daffodils, tulips, the big dinner plate dahlias. I loved being in the garden, but I wasn't going to be able to because I couldn't not only walk, but I couldn't really stand on my foot without being in pain. It was excruciating. So my husband said, let's go to the Good Feet store.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Terry live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
This nice young man said, I think I can help you. He got the arch support, and I was fitted. And I kept walking back and forth across the store, and I looked at my husband and burst into tears because it was the first time in a year that I have not had any pain in my foot. I have had no pain since the day I bought them. Now I can do whatever I want. There isn't any place on my property that doesn't have flowers blooming 365 days a year. I still can't believe it. My name is Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
For sore feet, aching back, knee, or hip pain, come to the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, or Vacaville. Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big ol' nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. 2-day GA tickets are on sale now starting at $85, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Oak Ridge Winery.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside to Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
I may have to fire up my Napoleon Grill for the 49ers tomorrow. Jay, what kind of burgers you think I should be making? 40 burgers? 50 burgers?
Ouch. Ooh, I'm going to go 40 burgers. I like where you're going.
40 burgers. Yeah. With more on that, nice enough to join us here. Brought to you by Timber Creek Golf Course. Visit timbercreekgolfcourse.com to book your tee time today. Make sure you check out as well Timber Creek Ballroom. It's Emil Fragoso. Hello, Emil. How are you today?
I'm doing good. I am doing pretty good. Getting ready for this weekend. Drapes is already laughing. I don't know what Drapes is laughing about.
You coming in fired up. I know you coming in hot.
I didn't even address you yet. I'm just saying how I'm doing.
I shared with him the text that you sent me, Emil, just so you know. I didn't mean to interrupt you guys, but I did share with him that you said you were ready for him. So I'm sure he is anticipating you to fire the first salvo here, you to be on the attack.
No, I understand it because I was watching the last 10 minutes. I like to know what I'm coming into before I do. I started doing it with the morning show because Dave goes off the rails sometimes with me, and so I had to come in now with Drapes because Drapes is my frenemy when it comes to on air right now. So this is going to be fun. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah. So did you have some numbers that you?
No.
Okay.
All right. I was making a point before the break, Emil.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about your guy, Brock Purdy. I know you love Brock Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
In the games they lose, I can point directly at his play as the reason why they lost.
Okay.
Case in point, at Cleveland, quarterback rating 55.3.
Bad weather.
At Minnesota, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
Concussed for both interceptions, but okay.
Pedestrian 94 rating.
That's
Cincinnati, 81 rating, 81.5 rating against Minnesota. Cincinnati, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Very paltry 94 rating. I mean, that's like mediocre.
94.
Come on, play with me.
94 is above average. I don't know what you're doing here.
But play along with me, Emil.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, continue.
Baltimore Ravens, 42.6 rating. Wow. And so I can point directly at Brock Purdy's play as the reason why they lost. And wins, he's solid. He's good. He's fine. But in losses, he is pretty bad. Even in that Washington or at Seattle, he wasn't that good. 86.7 rating. My thing is the Niners, you guys, Emil, want to put them on the level of Montana and Tom Brady. That's disrespectful to those guys. Brock Purdy is a good quarterback, but he hasn't shown me anything yet. What has he really accomplished? Nothing. He's had a good regular season run, solid couple of games last year before he got smacked up by Philly, And so I just need to see him do it on the biggest of stages. And it's not going to be tomorrow against that defense against Green Bay. My thing about Brock Purdy, and this is my last point, Emil, and I'll let you go here. Okay. I said it at the beginning of the season. Brock Purdy, to me, will earn his stripes when he lines up opposite one of the game's great quarterbacks, the Mahomes, the Josh Allens, and he outduels them, and he is the reason the Niners win. I just gave you the numbers. I could point to him as the reason why they've lost some games.
Sure.
Emil, the floor is yours. Yeah.
Sure. And Dak Prescott also has that. And Lamar Jackson also has it. All great quarterbacks have reasons why they've lost games. They've been the reason because they are the most important player on the damn team, especially the offense. They are the focal point. So it's always going to go the blame on the quarterback. And yes, he was bad against Baltimore. Not great against Cincinnati. Minnesota, you can argue he was concussed. The Cleveland, you can argue it was a bad weather game. But my whole issue with what you were saying was that he was throwing to guys that are wide open. I have seen both on television and in person him throw people open. Not only Whitey's comment about Brandon Ayuk in the end zone, but throwing when I believe it was against Tampa Bay, throwing to Brandon Ayuk 76 yards down the field, throwing to George Kittle against Jacksonville 66 yards downfield. He makes these throws happen. So maybe it's not Brock Purdy's going to outduel someone. That's not his job. That's not what he's asked to do. The Niners are third in the NFL in rushing yards for a reason. They have Christian McCaffrey. Give the ball to CMC, arguably the best offensive player in the NFL. What Brock Purdy does, though, is he makes all the right decisions. And not only that, he was leading the NFL in yards per attempt at 9.6. At one point, he led the NFL in explosive plays.
That's not a big stat. Not when you have weapons like that. You have Kyle Shanahan calling great plays. When you have Debo breaking things like don't show. The Niners offense is great. We understand that. My saying is this talk that we had during the regular season that Brock Purdy was an MVP. Like the numbers, okay, would suggest that, but really, when you watch the Niners, he wasn't even the MVP of his own team, in my opinion.
In your opinion,
exactly, and I'm allowed to have that opinion. Yes. You can't tell me my opinion is wrong because it's an opinion, and so that's my thing about Brock. I think he has to not only just win the Super Bowl to get the credit that everybody wants to give him. I think he has to be the leader of the team. I would love to see a 2-minute drill comeback drive where Brock leads them down the field. Not penalties get them down there. Not a 60-yard pass interference get them in the field goal range or touchdown range or anything like that. I want to see Brock Purdy orchestrate a great 2-minute drive this postseason. Then I'll give him all the love that you want.
Let me ask you this, Emil, and we'll put the Brock Purdy stuff aside. I'm sure we'll return to it, but this game tomorrow, in your professional opinion, how likely is it to be a competitive game, Packers and 49ers?
I think it's very likely to be a competitive game. I'm going to be
really? You think so? Okay.
I would not be surprised if it is 17-13, 49ers going to half. I'm just saying that right now. This is definitely one of those competitive games. The Packers are hot right now. Over their last 3 games, they figured it out not only on defense but offense in the regular season, and then against Dallas. Look, I get it. Dallas, they crumbled under the pressure. Packers are playing with house money, but that the Packers are the only team to go into Jerry World and beat them in the last 2 years. That says something. The Niners know this too. So I think it's going to be a competitive game. I think Jordan Love is going to have some throws, going to make some, but I think the Niners defense is going to show up in the second half and take care of business like they usually do. And Brock's going to make enough plays. The offense is going to make enough run plays to get the job done where it's a 30-20 win, something like that.
Where do you see, Emil, Green Bay having an advantage offensively? Do they have one against that Niners defense?
I think their best advantage is play action. Their best advantage is play action because the Niners over the years have been susceptible to explosive plays downfield, getting beat over the top with their cornerbacks. They've been very good the last few weeks, actually 8th in the NFL in their secondary in terms of passing yards allowed, the Niners. But on the other side, the Packers are 3rd in the NFL in passing yards per game the last 3 weeks of the season at 295, almost 300 passing yards. Jordan Love has shown his ability to use the play action, use the run game to open up everything else. Very similar to how Kyle Shanahan uses the run game to open up everything else downfield. They run. LaFleur and Shanahan are from the same tree. You forget about all that. They run a very similar offense that way. So if the run game gets going for Green Bay, do not be surprised to see Jordan Love be able to use his play action over the top. And that's one of the areas of emphasis for Steve Wilkes this week. Is we cannot let Aaron Jones get going, because if he gets going, the offense gets going.
Yeah, both coaches run that wide zone scheme. How about special teams? And I'm not just talking about Jake Moody, but obviously he's worth mentioning here. Special teams, Emil, is it still, relatively speaking, a weakness for the 49ers?
It is, but they are getting better. They are getting special teams ace and backup safety George Odom back this week, which is a huge get for them. One of the better gunners in the NFL on special teams. So that is a big get for them back. He had a torn bicep, and he is now coming off of IR today or tomorrow, most likely tomorrow morning before the game. But the Niners just have to take care of the football, right? They cannot have a Kyle Williams situation happen right now.
Ooh.
They cannot be up 20-10 and then disaster happens, because that's what happens. The Niners shoot themselves in the foot. The Niners' worst enemy is themselves, because they are better at every single position, almost every single position, than any other team in the NFL. That's how their offense is built. And yes, quarterback, we can have this debate, Drapes, all you want. Brock Purdy has done a good enough job to be a Pro Bowl quarterback this year for a reason. He broke the passing yard record for a reason. So just take care of the football, play Niner football, and don't do anything stupid. That kind of is what it comes down to for them.
Emil Fergoso, my guy, my adversary, a guy I like to spar with, joining us here on The Drive, guys. Emil, when you look at the Packers getting that win in Dallas, one thing I noticed is that the Packers, they were up for that game, if you will. Like, they came out ready to deliver a punch.
Yeah.
When you look at, some of the teams that have given the Niners trouble, do the Packers have any kind of similarities to a Cleveland, let's say, a Cincinnati, a Baltimore? Because when you look at their defense, the numbers during the regular season don't indicate that they're good, but yet they were able to stymie Dak Prescott. What do you think about their D?
Yeah, look, it's tough because the defense that the Packers run, secondary-wise, not the best. But what are they good at? In their front seven, they're good at getting after the quarterback. They're good at getting pressures. Guys like Kenny Clark, very, very good. Guys like Rashawn Gary, very, very good at getting after the quarterback. The Packers are going to rely on their front four, let their back seven just do their job. They need their front four with the linebackers to just get after and get against them to get to Brock Purdy, especially on that right side, because Trent Williams has been an all-pro, going to be a future first ballot Hall of Famer. You need to try to attack the right side of Colton McKivitz and the platoon of Spencer Burford and John Feliciano. That's where the strength is going to be, is just getting to the quarterback. If they can get pressure on Brock Purdy, we've seen how this game goes. Obviously, Drapes, very well from last year with the Eagles. We know how this game goes. I don't see it happening enough. I think Brock Purdy understands more so anything, especially compared to last year having his first postseason run. I think he's matured and figured out what he needs to do to make the plays and get out of the pocket. He's very, very sneaky, Brock Purdy, in terms of athleticism. So I would not be surprised to see him scramble, pick up some yards with his legs, and then, on the run, make plays happen like he did against Washington.
All right, Emil, this is my last one for you. In terms of expectations, obviously the 49ers have experience in the postseason that Green Bay doesn't have. But in terms of expectation, there's a lot more pressure on the 49ers. Like, you're supposed to win, and the Packers like, wow, what are you guys still doing here? Do you see that potentially being a factor at all?
The what are you still doing here team is always the dangerous team, the house money team, always a dangerous team. And that's what Dallas figured out last week when they took him lightly. Fred Warner addressed it literally on Monday with his podcast and said, the Cowboys must have taken the Packers lightly. We're not doing that. I've been on way too many teams to take anybody lightly in the postseason. And the 49ers know this, because every single person that we have talked to this week, whether it be Chris First or their run game coordinator, Steve Wilkes, defensive coordinator, players, they all go, if you watch the tape, Green Bay played better than Dallas over the last few weeks of the season. We get why Green Bay won this game. So I don't think they're going to sneak up on the Niners, because the Niners have just been there and done that. They've been in a lot of close games, a lot of heartbreaks. This is kind of their best chance to get this done, this Super Bowl number 6 this year, especially with the slate that they have going forward if they do win this game. So it's all or nothing for this Niners team, and I think they get that. I think it'll be tough, but I think the Niners are just perseverance and resilient. They've been there, done that, and that's going to speak volumes, I think, in round 2.
Emil, last question. Switching gears just a little bit. Steve Wilkes, will he be here next year, or will he land something, you think?
That's the $1 million question, isn't it? Because that would make it 4 for 4 in 4 straight years. Right. Coordinator for the Niners goes on and gets a head coaching job. Look, I think Steve Wilkes stays around another year. I do.
Really?
I think he's only been there for 10 months. I think it's going to not only benefit this team, this Niners defense, but also benefit him because he's kind of jumped around a lot over the years. Here 1 year, here for a year and a half, here for 6 months as the interim with Carolina last year. I think Steve will benefit from just developing and being a part of a really good culture for a while and building up his stock as a coach elsewhere around the league, because I don't see it being relatively high for the head coaching position right now. I see it being more so high for a defensive coordinator spot, which is what he's excelled at this year.
All right, Emil. Yeah, he's already interviewed with the Chargers, right?
Correct, yes, and Atlanta as well, as I believe on the requested list.
Yeah. Okay, before we let you go, what do you got for us card-wise today as we get a glimpse behind the scenes of Emil's multi-million-dollar sports card collection? What do you have for us today?
Multi-million is a bit of an exaggeration, Whitey, but I appreciate that.
Maybe, okay.
Just want to shout out really quick to Sports Illustrated and all the people that work over there. Really tough day for the industry.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
As a young journalist who grew up with SI and remember the Giants winning the World Series and that poster with Brian Wilson, and then of course the Denver Broncos and Tim Tebow and that miraculous comeback over the Steelers in the postseason. That was the gold standard for us as journalists, was Sports Illustrated. You wanted to be an SI writer. You wanted to tell stories like that. That's what got me into journalism in the first place. So unfortunately, this has taken a sad turn in the industry. And I wish nothing but the best for every single person a part of that decision today. In terms of card, though, I have to show off my only Sports Illustrated card, and it's a very rare one. How about a LeBron James high school rookie card from Sports Illustrated Kids?
Oh, from the magazine when it was actually an insert, right?
Yeah, from the magazine. Sorry, the glare. I'm trying to.
That's okay. Those. Can you give us any idea how much that is worth, or at least how rare it is?
It's not crazy rare. I'd say there's a good amount of copies out there, and it's not too expensive either. But it's a piece of history, right? And especially right now with the Sports Illustrated news, I had to highlight them. And this was one that I got out of a magazine, and I kept for many, many years. And I found it in one of my old desk drawers about a year ago. And I'm like, man, I'm glad I still have this card. It's so cool to have that kind of nostalgia and stuff. So. Yeah, LeBron James back with St. Vincent and St. Mary again. It's very fitting because he just re-signed with Fanatics recently, and that 1-of-1 with his son is now available in boxes somewhere.
All right. And you guys, a good job. The two of you, I want you to come to the center of the ring.
No, it was all good, right?
Nicely done.
Yes, this was a very educated discussion. Like, we weren't calling each other names or sitting at the kids' table or anything like that. This was good, Emil.
Yeah. We were not. No, Drapes, I appreciate you. Whitey, I appreciate you.
Yeah. Take care. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the game, Emil.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Talk to you soon. And of course, the Sports Illustrated news, the Sports Illustrated basically pulling the plug today.
Like, what is going on right now?
Then all the people who work there, we don't exist anymore, so you don't have a job.
Unbelievable. And Sports Illustrated, that was something you looked forward to each week when it came out. It was
a long time ago, though.
And you collected the covers too, like some of the most iconic covers.
You still have some? I have some somewhere.
I think I got some somewhere.
Got, the Kings,
I think I got a Magic Johnson one after he announced the HIV. It was just his face on there, and it was kind of a dark, shadowy. I got that tucked away in the box somewhere as well too. Yeah, that's a tough day, and I know people there and great writers, and it's just. Times have changed, man. The in-depth reporting and stuff like that you can just get quickly now. You don't wait for a magazine anymore.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I subscribe to Golf Digest and Golf Magazine, and I don't even read them really as much as I'd because you're doing things, you got your phone all the time now and everything like that. And so I got like 6 months I got to catch up on. And,
yeah.
If
I'm not mistaken, Sports Illustrated used to be based on, wow, look at the photos. These are great. And now you just click, you got photos that are just as good at the touch of a finger.
Yeah. Have you seen the picture books that they put out? Like
I think so.
The year in NBA or a year in college basketball. Those are fantastic. And I got a few of those. And I'll treasure those for sure.
Yeah. Thank you, Sports Illustrated. We will never forget ye. When we come right back, Did you say 14 missed free throws last night for the Kings? Why that number in particular really stings when we come right back. Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Sunday on Sactown Sports, 2 more teams will punch their tickets to the conference championships. The Detroit Lions get another home game as they host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then it's Mahomes versus Allen as the Chiefs battle the Bills in Buffalo.
Bucs and Lions Sunday at noon, followed by Chiefs and Bills at 3:30.
Get all your NFL playoff action on your home of Super Bowl 58. Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle Draper, also known as Drapes, here for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. That's where I got my gorgeous black-on-black EQS SUV. I'll be honest, it's the most stunning car I've ever owned, and let me tell you why I love it. First of all, the minute you step inside, you feel like you're driving a luxury vehicle. Plus, I love the onboard navigation system, and I tell you what, my kids just love the front seat and rear seat heating option. You know how it is up here in Northern California. You got to have that during the winter. And of course, during the summer, you got to have seat cooling. Well, my Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV has that as well. Go see my friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. They believe, guys, that when you buy the world's finest car, it should be an experience you'll never forget. It's the greatest car shopping experience I've ever had. They were tremendous. The ease of buying, they just made it super simple. It's just 30 minutes from Sacramento, right off of I-5. And of course, you can always go online at mbofstockton.com.
The NFL playoffs continue Saturday on Sactown Sports. First, it's the Texans and Ravens at 1:30, followed by the Packers and 49ers at 5:15. The NFL playoffs are right here on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA Weather Center. We'll see showers overnight Friday, a steady light rain for Saturday morning, then a few showers Saturday afternoon with temperatures in the 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Imagine taking a nice warm bath in your shower. Let's fix that. Right now, get that clogged drain unclogged for just $67. Plumbing, sewer, electric, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
The 49ers Report, brought to you by EB Stone. EB Stone, for the life of your garden. The red and gold seem to be as healthy as ever entering their first playoff game this weekend, using the first-round bye to their advantage. Running back Christian McCaffrey returned to practice Tuesday, taking the last 2 weeks off to rest an injured calf. Additionally, Sacramento native Eric Armstead is back practicing with the team and expects to play in his first game since Week 13. San Francisco opens their 2024 postseason against Green Bay, fresh off a dominant win over Dallas.
Welcome the new year with EB Stone, your go-to for indoor gardening success. In 2024, enrich your indoor oasis with EB Stone's Indoor Potting Mix, our best premium blend crafted for vibrant growth. Explore our comprehensive range from soil amendments to fertilizers and find everything your indoor garden craves. Nurture new beginnings, cultivate lush landscapes, and witness your dreams unfold. Cheers to a green and thriving new year with EB Stone, the heartbeat of your indoor garden success. Find a location near you for our products and tips at ebstone.org.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? We have options for everyone. Plus, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make for lower payments. It's no wonder Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not.
Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Have you ever envisioned having $500,000 in advertising to conquer the remodel market, but felt overwhelmed at the thought of going it alone? Now you don't have to. Join Subcontractors United and share your advertising with 2 other contractors in your trade. Get $500,000 in advertising for only $1,042 a month. We are so sure this will work that we're giving away free advertising until June 2024 to qualified contractors. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today.
California's largest sportsman's expo is back Thursday through Sunday at Cal Expo. Bring the family and discover your next adventure. Buy the latest gear, find the best destinations, learn from the experts in fishing and hunting. On the weekend, visit the Giant Youth Fair, free entry for youth 15 and under. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, Thursday through Sunday at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
On the putting green, when someone doesn't get their putt to the hole, someone else is bound to say, "Hit it, Alice." But who is Alice, and what did she do to get immortalized in a golf insult? Well, it turns out that Alice isn't a she, Alice is a he. It's Alice as in the late Peter Alice, the famous English golf broadcaster. He was a pretty good touring professional, and at the 1963 Ryder Cup, Alice played Arnold Palmer and Tony Lima, having with Lima and beating Palmer. At some point in that match, Alice, for whom putting was not a strength, badly missed a 3-foot putt. Someone in the gallery yelled out, "Nice putt, Alice." Alice explained that the BBC, where he did golf commentary, played a large part in burning the phrase into public consciousness. "I was never renowned for putting," he explained, "therefore I was an easy target for British comedy programs." Alice later gave golf lessons to Sean Connery for his match as James Bond in Goldfinger. So the next time you utter, "Hit it, Alice," just remember Peter Alice. May he rest in peace. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Yeah, getting ready for football this weekend and still kind of licking our wounds from last night's Kings defeat in the first 4-game losing streak for Sacramento, as you know, since the start of last season. You want a couple trade ideas here, Drapes? I know you love fan trade ideas.
Yeah, but how about you put it in the trade machine or something like that?
These are from, they may both be from the same person. Crown Royal here. Thank you, Crown Royal, for being with us. Fox for Laurie Markkinen and Colin Sexton. How about,
what is he doing?
Just trade Monk for DeJounte to teach him and Fox a lesson.
Nah, but Crown Royal's an agitator, man.
Yeah, I know.
He likes to stir the pot, if you will. And so I'll be seeing him out there. I'm not going to indulge him with that.
I think I've cooled on a guy that you and I both said we were excited about, DeJounte Murray.
You cooled on him now?
I did, only because of the fit with Fox. I think he's a great player, but I think you'd have the same. I think there's a really good chance you'd end up with the same issue that the Hawks are having now, which is, Trey and DeJounte Murray, both good players, but they don't play together very well. That'd be my fear.
But Fox doesn't have the ball in his hands, really. Like, he's not – like, Trey Young's a high dribble kind of guy, like dribbles the ball a lot kind of guy. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to – doesn't – Fox still has a pretty high usage rate, doesn't he?
I got to pull that up. I'll pull that up.
I haven't seen him linked to the Kings for what that's worth. Remember our buddy Sam Amick, when we talked to him at the arena, he said, yeah, I think that no one's talking about that, but I'm going to look into it. And we haven't heard anything since. So I don't know
he hasn't.
Anything? Maybe there's nothing.
Did you see Chris Haynes' report?
No, sir.
That the Milwaukee Bucks are in on DeJounte Murray. Wow. Right. Okay. Whitey's just imagining that. He's like, yeah, I can see that.
Wow. See, this is what happens. And that's why the Kings are really in a tough situation here. You got teams like freaking Milwaukee, assuming they do that, they're getting better.
Right. Everybody's sort of going forward. And when you look at the NBA standings, just look out in the Western Conference. Outside of San Antonio, Portland, Memphis, I could argue everybody else thinks they're playoff caliber, playoff contender. And so Golden State at 18-22, and obviously, you know, they're going through some things right now with the loss of their assistant coach, but do they make a move for this season to try and go for it, and so the competition is going to be fierce out there for DeJounte Murray, for Jeremy Grant, Caruso, and all these other guys we mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the Kings slipped to 7th.
Yeah.
Last night, one of the reasons they did is because they missed how many free throws? 14 free throws. And do you know why that's a really painful number for Kings fans?
No, tell me.
Because it was 2002, the Kings in the Western Conference Finals, that series against the Lakers. With Arco Arena, the Kings lost in overtime, and in that game, the Kings missed 14
free throws.
They lost in OT. Or else they were going to the finals.
Going to the finals, and free throws came back to bite you.
Yeah.
What's interesting about this year's struggles from the free throw line, especially this week, they shot 56% from the free throw line. Malik Monk, 1 of 6. That's your money guy. That's your guy. Hey, technical foul, Malik, go knock him down.
Mm-hmm.
And this team seems to be snake bitten a little bit. And we talked about momentum yesterday. The momentum is going the other way. Negative momentum.
Yeah.
The 50-50 balls, the free throws, the 3-point shooting, whatever it is, like things just don't see, the turnovers don't seem to be going Sacramento's way.
In all fairness, everybody loves Malik. One of them he did miss on purpose last night.
But that last one. The last one. Yeah.
Yeah. And people wonder, is it something mental? I think everyone knows it has to be, because Malik's the great example of that. A great free throw shooter. He missed the 2 in Milwaukee, right?
Yeah,
crucial free throws, and he hadn't quite been the same since, free throw shooting wise.
And we know he's hard on himself. He came out with the tweet after the Milwaukee game, apologizing and saying he's going to be better, Sacramento. And this might be a time, if I'm Mike Brown, and tell me what you think about this. And I would like to hear from the fans too. 916-339-1140. Instead of, and Mike Brown, we know, military guy. His solution is, all right, let's work harder. Let's put more. This might be one of those times where, you know what, guys, let's go have some fun. Let's do a team bonding activity, whatever, and because I think this team is feeling the weight of the disappointment.
Yeah, you can tell.
You could tell. And they need to just exhale and say, everything's okay. The world is not falling in on us, and I think they need to take a deep breath and maybe get out on the road. They got the 7-game road trip coming up. They got Miami in there, do something to get away from basketball a little bit, to laugh, to talk, share a story, just to start enjoying things a little more.
Remember, one of the goals this year for them was to do a better job at taking advantage of home court advantage. And seemed like they were doing that for a while, but of late, they really haven't been able to do that.
Yeah, they have not been able to do that. And here's the thing. When you look at their home schedule as of late and the teams they've played and the teams they've lost to, obviously you just had the loss last night to Indiana. Your last home game before that was against the Pelicans. Remember, you got blasted in that game. And then you beat Minnesota. Oh, hold on here. Sorry about that. I got to get my all right, so you lose to the Pelicans, you beat Toronto, you beat Orlando, but then you lose at Charlotte, home against Charlotte, and so it's gone the other way. They started off so well protecting home court. Since then, they're almost a 500 team. It's looking like at home now.
Dancing Zebra Safari Company on the YouTube chat says, yay, team bonding, have fun, remember to play with joy. I like Drape's suggestion.
There you go.
Yeah.
See,
Steve Kerr used to always say that about the Warriors. One time KD was like, oh yeah, because I think Kerr said, well, we got to play with more intensity, and KD was like, I thought we're supposed to play with joy. It was very sarcastic, but however you frame it or phrase it, they need to play with some sense of not having this burden on them. Whatever it is, you can see it weighing them down.
And one thing that Mike Brown talked about, when he took the job and early on, is one thing he learned from Steve Kerr is to read the emotion of the team. Because Mike is, and he'll readily admit it, he is all about the work. It's like, all right, things aren't working out, put in more work. You're missing free throws, put in more work. Defense not good, put in more work. And sometimes, this is a long season, sometimes you need to say, you know what, guys? I know we're supposed to practice for 2.5, 3 hours, but let's do this instead, or let's do something, And so I wonder if Mike Brown is reading the room when it comes to his team and what adjustments he'll make regarding that.
I've not heard this, colleague. Maybe you know something about this. Amadrock from Vallejo. So Amadrock solid. Didn't they bring in puppies yesterday?
Yeah, the team.
What?
It was an organization thing where they were trying to, pet adoption. They were trying to promote that. So the guys would walk down the steps and each one would carry a dog, a little puppy or something like that, as a way to get the word out, to adopt a pet. So
Crown Royal says the puppies represented their defense. What do you think of that? That's your agitator.
Is that Crown Royal actually likes being called an agitator, because prior to that he said agitator.
Yeah, he enjoyed that.
Yeah. I mean, he's a stir up on the YouTube chat too with everybody else too.
Yeah,
I think. And so leave our YouTube chat people alone out there, Crown Royal. How
James
about that?
Walls. And seriously, I agree with it. You think the trade talks are getting to the team?
Yeah. But that's interesting, because the guy it seems to be affecting the most is Harrison Barnes. You would think he'd be used to it by now. He's been through it before. He's a veteran. He understands this type of time of year. I wonder if he really thinks that, you know what, this actually might be the year they move me.
Yeah.
And, and if it's starting to get in his head, he re-signed him to the contract. A lot of people think it's a very movable contract. And so I wonder if he's gotten some indications that, you know what, this might be the year they actually trade me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can't really quantify it, James, but it looks that way to me. What kind of value do you think, honestly here, being as objective as we can, what kind of value does Harrison Barnes have to another team?
Not as much as he had 2 years ago.
Sure. And I'm not suggesting that you should be able to get, a big star for him, but he's going to be part of a package. What do you think teams see in him still?
I don't know. I think it's really low at this point right now. 2 years ago, we know the Celtics were highly interested in Harrison Barnes. I would have liked them to try and get Marcus Smart here to Sacramento. Now, he's just a part of a bigger package, maybe a second round pick, something like that. If right now, HB would probably be a part of a bigger package. And so I tell you, I can't wait. We got less than 3 weeks until the trade deadline. I can't wait to see what Monty does. And then we can get back to talking. All right, this is our team. This is what it's going to be. These are the moves that were made. Now let's make that push, because I think there is a rain cloud hanging over the team right now with the poor play, the free throw shooting, the trade deadline. We need some. Look at the weather in Sacramento. We need some sunshine.
Yes.
We need some sun in 70s. It's been raining for about a month now out here. And so I think this team needs some sunny days.
Did I imagine it, or did they actually post up HB one time last night? Or maybe it was just he got a pass on the baseline. But I think
it was early on too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, whoa, yes, good idea.
Right. It was the
Every
one
so
because he had the mismatch. Out there yesterday. I'm trying to remember who was guarding him. It might have been Ben Shepherd, maybe, or somebody like that. Yeah. And it was like, and HB wanted it. He was calling for it too.
Barbecue chicken?
Yeah, barbecue chicken. Don't say that, Whitey. You should get fired for that. Say a barbecue chicken. Fools out there. But yeah.
We'll get back to the phones when we come back. How did Kings fans get so angry so quickly? And how would you fix it? 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Nothing like a Friday with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Kevin Herter plays here.
It's Herter. He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Herter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA Weather Center. We'll see showers overnight Friday, a steady light rain for Saturday morning, then a few showers Saturday afternoon with temperatures in the 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
The new year is here at Folsom Lake Kia. Shop my favorite dealer, Folsom Lake Kia, for low interest rates, low payments with zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia for over 25 years right here in Sacramento.
Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain, very intense, can make your eyes water. It makes you walk funny because you're trying to get pressure off your heel. I had instability. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And I was driving past the Good Feet store. I mean, why not? Give it a try.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure they fitted me with the right thing. And so they brought out several different arch supports and gave me the opportunity to try them in shoes and walk around with them until they found the perfect ones for my feet. I had no idea that they would be that patient, and I had no idea they would be that kind. And you just knew, like, your feet, just when they got on the right ones, they were like, oh yeah. And it really did make a big difference. It made my foot not hurt. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
I'm Craig Ashton of the Injury Law Firm of Ashton and Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton and Price in your corner. When you call Ashton and Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-330-1991. That's 1-800-330-1991. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-330-1991. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your new home for 49ers football in the 916 Sactown Sports.
Thank goodness we got some 49er football coming up this weekend. Just look at the way this sets up for the 49ers. You get a week off because you earned the bye, plus you had the week before that off, essentially. And then you got a game tomorrow. If you win that, got another game. Then you get another week off before the Super Bowl. And,
what, 3 games in look at that. 6 weeks or something like that?
Perfect. Because that's when they start to struggle, is when, the older guys on defense start to get a little worn down and they miss some tackles. And they don't have to worry about that because they're playing every other week.
Every other week. I mean, literally, that. Wear and tear won't be an excuse, right? This is it's setting up perfectly for them. And we saw what they've done after buys before. Like they went on that run after that 3-game losing streak, had the bye, and then just came out like a team on a mission. And so, they're looking good going in.
Yeah, there is one thing the 49ers have to keep the Packers from doing. We have that coming up for you top of the hour. Also, saw something interesting from an NFC scout, and he was asked, are there any weaknesses in this 49er offense? And he said they're a machine, but he said there are two.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
two weaknesses.
This is from an NFC scout. He said there's two things.
Got them from the Cowboys or who?
Cowboys and Eagles, right?
It's a good question.
Could be from the Commanders or something.
Yeah, could be. Could be. Maybe he's wrong, Jay. We'll see what you think. We have that coming up right now. Talking about the Kings who lost and Kings fans last night. Upset, unhappy. We've had boos. We've had fans heckling the Kings.
Yeah.
What? Kings fans, did you see what Terrence Davis just said either today or yesterday?
No, what did he say?
And he's in the G League now.
He just got hurt too. Yeah.
And somebody was talking to him about, are you hard feelings? He said, you know what? No. He said Wes Wilcox apologized to him, when the season started. But he said Sacramento. He said those are the best fans.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
He's not even here anymore.
Not even here. No,
Yeah.
they showed him love, man. And there's a segment of people who say, we need to go out and get TD, bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're missing right now.
Right. But I don't know if he would have said that based on what Kings fans were saying last night. I know you didn't think Kings fans.
I don't mind the booing
at their best.
I don't mind the booing. I agree with you, and you mentioned it earlier. The booing's fine. It's the social media stuff. The trade this guy, fire Mike Brown. That gets to be too much.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to boo the effort that you saw out there on the court, I'm all for that. You either boo or you speak with your money. Those are the two things that I think fans can do. Everybody's an expert now on social media. Everybody said Monty needs to do this. He doesn't, like Monty doesn't know what he's doing. Mike Brown needs to do, like Mike Brown doesn't know what he's doing. Everybody's in, it's like, and I hate to go there, it's like Aaron Rodgers knowing better than the doctors and the scientists and everything. You got some Joe Schmo on Twitter. Oh, he said it. It must be true. Who's I don't know. It fires me up, Whitey.
At least when you're booing, you're there and everyone can see you. And hey, that guy's booing. Social media, you're hiding, right?
You're hiding,
Basically,
right? Exactly.
On your phone or whatever.
Right. And you're saying things you probably wouldn't say in front of the players, in front of the coaches, the organization. And so it's frustrating to see.
Yeah. By the way, Kyle Draper actually got off Twitter at about 2:05 today, and by 3:20 was it 3:20, Jay, or so? He's like, I'm back on Twitter.
3:38.
3:38. I was back. Dude, it's
like
trade season.
The 3:40 break.
I'm on there for work purposes because it's trade season. I don't want to miss a Woj bomb or a Shams bomb or something like that. So I was like, let me get back.
We got you covered during the show. You probably could have got on after.
But it's funny because you really did do it, huh? You didn't just say it. You really did.
No, I deleted it. Yes. And then it's
and
funny.
Then he went to and said, "Oh, I forgot."
Right. The next commercial break, I was like, "All right, let me see what's." I was like, "Oh yeah, I actually deleted that." And so a few more commercial breaks later, I said, "All right, let me sign back up."
Yeah,
so I got it again.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Willie's with us on Sactown Sports. What's up, Willie?
Hey man, you make a brother wait so long, you forget what he's trying to say, man. Hey, look, Drake, my boy KG. Hey, look, man. Yeah, you can't be upset with the social media and the fans. Look, man, they deserve to get booed, man. 4 games losing streak. Let me tell you something. And Drake, Draper, man, I heard you scream when Dame hit that 3. Man, I heard you all the way in New York City, man. Come on, man.
Dude,
man.
That was a Dame dagger, baby. That was a Dame dagger. That one hurt.
I know, but you ain't gotta pump it up like that, dog. Look,
was I too excited for you? Was I too excited?
Man, you were too excited, man. Cause I know you're probably one of your favorite players. But here's the deal, Drake. Here's the deal. Last year, you dogged me, man. You straight up dogged me, and High Fly will he'll test it. I told you the Kings should have tried to get, because the salaries matched with both these guys. And let HB go, try to get PJ Washington, try to get Christian Wood. And if they would have done that, we would have been a little bit more. And it's not a debate. I mean, I might be wrong. You know, I know you might be thinking different, but we need athletic, low post, some athletic wing guys, man. We don't have it. We don't have an athletic wing guy, and HB is done. He's done, man. I mean, I've been telling you all along. 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Man, it's too many games like that. They got to do something. And then coach is stubborn, man. Why Davion ain't getting no run?
Thank you, Willie.
Willie, you're killing me, man. Yeah. You came at me from all different angles.
Christian Wood and PJ Washington.
I like PJ. Look at Christian Wood. There's a reason why he's bounced around in his career. I don't know what it is because it seems like every time we play him, he goes off on us. He has a good game against us.
Apparently, he is a guy that just wants the ball a lot. If
Yeah.
he's not getting the ball, he's not happy.
Right.
Bless him.
And we don't need that. We don't need it. Now, PJ seems like a tough, hard-nosed, good role player, can at times get you 25, rebounds well. I would kick the tires on him. And I think, when you look at Charlotte, they're in a constant rebuilding state, and they might need some more cracks at the draft. And so I would be willing to offer up a first rounder for PJ.
I would bet he's on their list.
Yeah.
I think Jeremy Grant's higher. But I do think it's funny because at first we were saying, look, these guys that we're hearing about, it's probably going to be somebody that we're not even thinking of. But then what do you know? It turned out that they were very close to getting Pascal Siakam. So I think that at least tells us exactly what they're looking for. And PJ would be not at the top, but he'd be on that list.
Yeah, he'd fit that mold a little bit, And if you're talking Jeremy Grant, if you're talking PJ, if you're talking Pascal, you're talking a 4-man, right? Like pretty much.
As much as you in today's game it's all blurred, but sure.
3-4, somebody like that. And so based on the reports, maybe that's the direction. But we talked about it earlier too, Whitey. It's not just one thing. You need that, but then you also need some backcourt help in terms of defensive help. Like I still think a Matisse Thybulle would be perfect. If you could, like you said, if you could get Jeremy Grant and Matisse, that kills a lot of your issues. That cures a lot of your issues.
I wish they could get, and I don't think he's on the board. Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith, he runs the floor.
Right.
What a novel concept.
Right.
A big. You know how it is. You coach basketball. Yep. Basketball, you teach bigs. Run the floor. You're going to get baskets. You do that, you're going to get the easiest baskets in your life. You might get 2 baskets a game. You might score 10 points a game just running the floor. He does that, and he does it really well, and he defends. And Domas isn't running the floor because he's too busy dribbling the ball off his foot, bringing it across half court.
Yeah, off his foot.
Well, he turns the ball over.
All right, you're being too hard on Domantas Sabonis.
Domantas Sabonis is great. I've gotten to the point where I think I'm ready to see somebody else bring the ball up the floor. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I would like to know what people think about that. Do we need to take the ball out of Domas's hands in transition?
Not all
Give
the time.
Give it to De'Aaron Fox.
Yes.
That's all right.
Yes.
I will say this.
I think it's like a changeup, and now teams have seen the changeup, and they're sitting on your changeup.
Right. And one of the callers said this earlier, and it was a good point. When Domas is bringing up the floor, teams aren't overreacting to that. They're not like, oh, here he comes. I got to stop the ball, stop him, because they know he's looking to dish.
Yeah.
So now they're staying on the shooters, hugging up on it. Now, De'Aaron Fox gets the ball coming down. Fox is looking to get buckets. You help. Hopefully he kicks out, and then you get some open looks that way.
Plus, I also think Domas would be really effective running the floor.
Filling the lane.
Yeah.
All right. Rarely see that.
Yeah.
Rarely see that.
And that's easy buckets. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. And coming up, we'll tell you that what an NFC scout says are the 2 weaknesses of the 49er offense. Next here, it's the Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Check out our NFL playoff doubleheader on Sunday. Tampa Bay at Detroit at noon, followed by Houston at Baltimore at 3:30 on your home for Super Bowl 58. Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big ol' nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. 2-day GA tickets are on sale now starting at $85, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Oak Ridge Winery.
You own a truck because you want to get the job done right. TruckSmart is your work truck headquarters. For over 35 years, they've been outfitting trucks for leading construction firms, service providers, and municipalities in the region. Truck racks, toolboxes, lighting, commercial shells, rhino lining, they've got it all. And their expert installers will get it done right the first time. So visit the truck experts at TruckSmart today with locations in Rockland and Auburn. They'll make your truck your favorite tool. TruckSmart.com.
It's no secret to golf enthusiasts that Timber Creek and Sierra Pines in Roseville are one of the region's most unique and scenic places to enjoy a great game of golf. 27 holes, boundless options. Elevate your game on our newly renovated driving range, putting green, and chipping area. Whether you're aiming for fun, lower scores, or all-around growth, we've got you covered. Experience golfing dreams in Roseville and book your tee time at timbercreekgc.com. Timber Creek and Sierra Pines, your ultimate golf haven.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with 0 down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at folsomlakeford.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
0 down with approved credit. I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
We're for Washington. We love Febrez's new scent. Refresh and energize.
So much we made a song about it.
I can't escape this feeling inside. Refresh and energize. It's a mood, it's a vibe. Breathing for the first time. So free, so alive. Breathe happy for free. Smells like paradise. Breathe happy for free. La, 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 la.
Don't miss out on limited time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
Mr. Telephone Man, there's something wrong.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Yeah, we still got some pizza left in the box here. Pizza sounds good tonight, doesn't it?
I might have that for dinner.
Yeah. Do you think we've figured anything out so far in the show today?
We have not figured out a thing. Not a thing. We, remember it was 2 weeks ago we figured out the ideal trade target, DeJounte Murray. What's your feelings on DeJounte Murray on this day? Exactly.
I told you, I don't like the fit with Fox, but otherwise I love him.
But we were sure 2 weeks ago. We were like, yes, that's
then he went
the guy.
out and he didn't make a shot in the second half that night.
So we have no idea. I mean, somebody, Chris Watkins or I forget who it was. Somebody raised this point. Tyus Jones from Washington as a backup point guard.
No, I don't like that.
Why?
He's a free agent after this year. Okay. And from what I read, he wants to be a starter somewhere.
Yeah.
If I get him here, he ain't going to start here.
He ain't going to start. Yeah.
So he's a nice player.
He's good enough to be
If it's like Kuzma and Tyus Jones and I had him, for the rest of the year, maybe. But otherwise, I don't think he's going to want to stick around long term. But he's a good player, a smart player.
So we don't have any answers then. Is that what we're saying?
I thought we had a few answers.
Did we? Grant and Thibault? Was that it? Yeah. Okay. All right. We're back on that now. Now back on Jeremy Grant.
Is there any chance of Kuzma? Should there be any chance? I'm sorry, I didn't mean Kuzma. I meant Levine. Is there any chance that happens? Should we be rooting for that? Would he help? Do you think the Kings are interested?
I don't think there's any chance. I think his contract is scary. Just twisted his ankle last night. He's out 2 weeks. I think Zach LaVine is the kind of move a team like the Lakers would make. Big, sexy, gets the headlines. I don't know if Monty McNair and the Kings are about that. Like, Zach LaVine is a tremendous player, but it might be more sizzle than actual steak,
Mm-hmm.
And so
I agree.
Yeah. And I love Zach LaVine, but I don't know if he's the type of player they would pursue.
What's your feelings about Kuzma? I mean, does it do anything for you, or I'm still really kind of lukewarm on Kuzma?
I'm lukewarm also. I was all in this offseason. But mid-season, Keegan's development, I don't know how much it helps you defensively. No, I'm not. I'm not in on it.
But you're still all in on Murray if something happens there.
DeJounte? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I still like DeJounte. And because here's the thing. I feel like when you look at what the Kings need, and you mentioned DeJounte and Trae Young didn't work, well, our offense is different. We play through our big. We don't play through a traditional guard. And so I think DeJounte could play off Domantas Sabonis. And I think also what we have seen here, and we've been exposed these last few games, and we need multiple guys who can create their own shot. When you go down the Kings roster, I'm talking about here, shot clock winding down, getting your bag, make a bucket. DeJounte Murray fits that. And he's unselfish. Like, it's not like he's coming in, I need to get my shots. I'm looking to get, it's interesting. There's a clip on social media where DeJounte is talking about he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink. His ideal night is going home, watching 4 or 5 basketball games with his daughter.
Boring.
And boring, I'll take boring.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
That's why I want my stars to be boring, right?
I'm kidding.
And so I think, and he's a noted worker. I've told the story during games before. I forget which road game they were on. He had a bad game. They landed back in Atlanta around 1:30. He went straight to the gym to work on his game.
Why would you trade a guy like that? And this would be the second team that traded him.
Because unless you're talking about, are you going to trade Trae Young? Like, he's your franchise. Mm-hmm. He's your guy. Mm-hmm. one guy to look at, we always talked about DeJounte Murray. DeAndre Hunter could be an answer for Sacramento also. And so
yeah, but good answer.
Yeah, I think Atlanta will be very active this trade deadline. You know who we should have got, though?
Who's that?
John Collins.
Maybe.
He's playing well right now for Utah.
Mm-hmm.
He is playing well for Utah.
Utah's playing well.
Yeah, Utah's playing
scary
well. And he's in the starting lineup, and you got him in marketing in the starting lineup. And I wish we would have went out and got John Collins.
Well, you made the point of the week.
Ooh, I like this.
No, you did. I think there's no question here as we look at what the Kings need. What do they do? And there's one thing that's just so freaking obvious, as you pointed out. They're only playing 3 guards right now.
Yes.
You got to have another.
Yes.
You need another guard.
And that's what's that? 1, 2, 3 straight games now.
Yeah.
Of that. And Keon Ellis only played 1:54 last night. Like, you got to play more guards. I'm going to look at the box score. I'm allowed to do that. Mathurin, TJ, Ben Shepherd, they played 3 last night, and they were missing half their team.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We played 3, and Chris Duarte can't get no burn anymore. Davion can't get burned. You know, do you consider Juan Toscano-Anderson a guard? He can't get burned. Like, we got a lot of guys right now at that 2-1-2 guard position that just aren't playing.
Yeah, and
aren't
it also,
seeing minutes.
There's indications that Fox and Monk may be feeling the strain a little bit. You know?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot on them. Like, you know, and Kevin Huerter's coming along, yes, but you know, you're talking about Malik Monk, who now not only has to provide the scoring for you, but he also has to be a high elite level playmaker for you as well. And I do think it's a lot right now on those guys.
Off to the phones we go. Jerry's been hanging on. Jerry, you're on with the Drive Guys. What can we do for you, Jerry? Happy Friday.
Hey, happy Friday. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I'm loving the conversation, man. I just think as far as the bonus and Fox go, I know Fox is kind of his numbers aren't the same as last year, but I feel like as far as the bonus handling the ball, I think it's okay up until a certain point, up until a defense changes, you know, strategy. Then we've got to include a guard. I love Malik Monk. I think him and DeJounte are very similar in that way, but I'm looking to see if they could catch have a catch and shoot guy like Quentin Grimes or somebody who can put the ball up and, you know, get a good percentage. Because if you look at it, Harrison Barnes and Huerter, they've been kind of hurting us with the slump. So we need, you know, I wouldn't mind trading them two and getting a defensive player like Jeremy Grant who can also score. You know, he I'm sure he wants to be with the winning team. I just think the Kings front office they have to be aggressive because we're in the middle of the pack right now, and the only way to, you know, beat these teams, like, you know, Fox last year, he was killing guys because he was the most clutchest player, you know?
Yeah.
Fox was the clutchest player in the NBA. And I'm not sure if those numbers are the same right now, but I'm sure he's pretty much there, you know? But obviously teams are going to pick him up, you know, pick up on things we do. But I just think, like, I agree with you guys, Sabonis should run the floor. As soon as they change the defense, the ball should go to Fox or Monk, run the floor, get a guy like Quentin Grimes, you know, who can also space the floor, get even a Murray some more shots, you know, some easy ones. I feel like with our offense, we're so fast, we need to be looking for the easy ones. And I feel like Jeremy Grant will surely do that for us.
Thank you, Jerry.
What do you guys think?
All right, man. Good call.
Yeah, he even won the most clutches. Wasn't that what it says? Most clutches player award. I think that's what Fox won.
Yeah.
Quentin Grimes is a good player and he's available, but the Knicks, you know, they want to upgrade too. So would they be willing to?
What are we giving up? Knicks are going for it now.
You know, I'm not in a hurry to give up your guy Huerter right now the way he's playing, unless I can really get something that I know improves.
Right.
Yeah, because he's really playing.
If he's hitting the shots, Kevin Huerter is fine. He's A-okay. We don't need an upgrade. Like,
he's not an untouchable, but I'm not moving him unless I get some back that wows me.
Exactly. And I like Quentin Grimes. They were high on him in New York, but he's taken a step back this season.
I don't think he's playing that.
Yeah, look at his numbers. Last year, 11 points per game. This year, 6, I think it is.
Yeah.
Something like that, or close to 7. 10 minutes fewer this year than last year. And so at one point they were reluctant to put him in any trades. Like he was going to be one of their guys, but you got Josh Hart, you got DiVincenzo, you got so many other guys in New York now. I would kick the tires on Grimes, but I don't know. He comes here, he's just a bench rotation guy, I think. Like, I don't think he, solves any starter problems or anything like that.
I don't need to just move the deck chairs around on the
Titanic. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's not going to help.
That's not going to help.
But Jeremy Grant, maybe we got something there. Let's talk to Tin here on Sactown Sports. Hello, Tin. Thanks for hanging. What's up?
No problem. How are you guys?
What's up, Tin?
So, wow, the last caller said a name similar to Brent Grimes, and it just reminded me of the Dolphins cornerback. I meant to say something about the NFL.
Go ahead. Sorry, we're good.
Yeah. Aren't you happy that LaShawn McCoy, after the Eagles, he went to the Bills and he still, produced? It's always fun to see a player jump from the Sacramento Kings, then they go into the Indiana Pacers like Buddy Hield, and they still do well.
Thank you, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. What do you make of Buddy getting to business last night from Sacramento fans?
I was a little bit surprised. I don't know. I mean, it's not new, but
right, it's not new.
Yeah. I mean, shouldn't we be like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, right. But that comment he made at the shoot around, and he's in the background, and he dissed Sacramento. People aren't quick to forget memories. That. Long memories on that. But
what did you think? That's your guy.
That is my guy. We dapped up before the game and everything. I maintain that, yes, what he said was wrong. Boo him if you want. But he also had some big moments in Sacramento. He also had some game winners. Like when you look at Marvin Bagley versus Buddy Hield, there's no question who had a better career in Sacramento. So I can understand booing a Marvin Bagley. Didn't pan out, his dad, family, all that. Okay, I get that. But Buddy Hield, at once he was one of our beloved. Like he had some big moments for Sacramento.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I'd really want him on my team, but man, can he shoot?
He can shoot the ball. That three he had late in the game as we were making a comeback, it was a corner three. I was like, here we go.
Mm-hmm. All right, when we come back here.
Yes.
One thing the Niners must prevent the Pack from doing, and what an NFC scout says, two things he says are the weaknesses of the 49er offense. Next, Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
Hello, I'm Frank Cock with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. We constantly hear about the health of the jobs market. Unemployment has been holding below 4% for some time now. One measure of employment is the participation rate. The employment participation rate is obtained by adding the employed and unemployed and dividing by the population. Those over 16 and working or looking for work make up the employment calculation. The current labor participation rate in California as of November 2023 was 62.2%, still slightly lower than the 63% rate in February of 2020 and significantly lower than the 67.5% measure in October of 1998. 60% of labor market growth over the next decade will come from those aged over 65. 62% of older workers are currently fully employed. If older Americans are forced to or choose to work longer, will this create a deficit of reliable, seasoned younger workers in the coming years? What effect could this have on the economy of the future? How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Big surprise today. I was surprised. I don't know about you, Jay, but I was stunned that Kyle Draper is not wearing any, that I can tell, any Packers shirt, cap, stock, nothing.
You don't see everything I'm wearing. Yeah, there's some areas you can't see. So socks, some unmentionables. Yeah, I might got my Packers underwear on.
Vince Lombardi unmentionables. On, yeah. All right.
Put the brim on it. It's got the brim.
Let's see what I got underneath here. Let me see.
He's repping his son's high school.
Oh, I got my wrestling shirt. Yeah, I got the Vista Del Lago.
That's very nice
basketball sweatshirt. My son's playing right now. They were up, but now I think they're down. And then I'm heading straight to Vista after this. I'm getting my Scott Moak on.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I'm the in-arena announcer tonight for Vista Del Lago, the Eagles, supporting them. So.
Isn't that one of the coolest things about playing basketball at whatever level? If you're ever lucky enough to get introduced. Even if there's like 7 people there.
Yeah, exactly.
A guard. And you're
at 6'2",
cool. Yeah,
out of Folsom Middle School by way of Oak Ridge. It's pretty cool to hear your name out there.
Yeah.
Like that.
How are you going to do it? I mean, are you going to just let it fly?
I have no idea. I'm like, this is my first time doing something like this in arena announcing. Scott Moak does such a great job. I don't know if they want me after every shot, say, basket, bye, I don't know. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to just let it fly. I'm a big
PA action, huh?
Yeah, a little PA action tonight. Public address announcer tonight. And I'm a big guy, a feeder off of energy. So hopefully the crowd's bringing the energy tonight. I can bring it.
Will they play?
They got Del Campo tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Was that where Dusty went?
Yes.
Yeah.
Matt Barnes.
Yeah.
It's so funny to me, and I haven't talked to Scott Moak about this, but he does a great job, no question. And he's doing what is done in the NBA, and it's the way you're supposed to do it. It just cracks me up when, Malik Monk, and then when somebody on the other team, whoever it is, makes a basket, it's like your dog died, Buddy Hield.
Right. That's how it should be.
Yeah. Or like you're disgusted.
Can I do that tonight? When somebody from Del Campo?
It cracks me up, though.
Johnson.
Yes. Yes.
I might have to do that.
It's like a pause and like Jalen Smith.
Yeah, I love that. You know what?
So funny.
I think the Miami Heat guy is pretty good at that. Like, he's kind of annoying. People are annoyed by him, but his guys, he's like all over the place. And then, the other team scores. So Del Campo tonight, they're reeling right now. I think they're 4-17. But Vista is doing something new tonight. They are lighting the V with the win. So they got a big V outside. And if the Eagles win, they're going to light the V like the beam. So
you said something new to me. That's still a relatively new school, I think, isn't it?
15 years or so.
Yeah,
15 years.
Yeah.
Nice school. They didn't have those kind of schools when I was coming up.
Yeah. Danilo Gallinari, I remember when he was with the Knicks, hearing the story about first time he scored a basket, and the PA guy really did it up like with an Italian accent. Danilo Gallinari. And he was like, what was that? He didn't like it.
He didn't like it.
Not at first. I guess eventually he warmed up to it.
Gallinari. Yeah, right.
What is that? Is he making fun of me?
Right.
That's hilarious. We'll have fun tonight.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
That will be tremendous. The 49ers and the Packers. Here's the one thing 49ers must prevent Packers from doing.
Okay, what you got?
Got to keep the Packers from running the ball successfully, right? And it's not going to be easy. The Packers ran or featured play action 10 of the first 12 plays versus Dallas. And Aaron Jones is on one. In the first 14 games of the year, Green Bay did not have anybody rush for 100 yards.
Yes.
First 14 games, nobody did. Last 4 games, Aaron Jones, 21 for 127, 20 for 120, 21 for 111, and then against Dallas, 21 for 118 with 3 touchdowns. Look out.
He is on one.
Yeah.
And that is the key for Green Bay, how they can beat your San Francisco 49ers. You got to run the ball against them. You got to control the clock. You got to control the line of scrimmage. All the cliches. We've seen it happen all season long. When the Niners lose, it's because they don't win the line of scrimmage battle. And if Aaron Jones is getting 100+ yards, I think that is curtains.
Packers struggle stopping the run, but if the Packers have the ball, the defense
don't have to worry about that. Don't have to worry.
Why you said last 4 games? Just so I'm hearing, prior to Dallas.
I was including the Dallas.
3 games and then Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have the Panthers.
Why you doing that, Jay? Why you doing that, Jay?
The Vikings.
Why you looking at the
Bears? And then Dallas.
Why you looking at the game log?
I'm just, I was just trying to see if I had that correct. Yeah.
Good point.
All right, you might be right. Or they could be hitting their stride right now, and the momentum, Jay, carries over.
It could be. You're right. They could be.
But see, that to your point, Jay, that's why I thought they had no chance against Dallas, because they've been playing well against some dog teams. You know?
They have been. I mean, but, you know, they got on a run, obviously. Schedule lightened up, like Jay was saying. But the Dallas win, that's a legit butt kicking. That's one to hang your hat on and be proud of.
Now, as far as weaknesses in the 49er offense, and I think I might have gotten this from the Milwaukee paper, which is, what is it? The
Journal Sentinel? Yeah.
When asked if there were any weaknesses in the 49er offense, an NFC scout, and Jay, I don't know, Cowboy scout, pointed to two things. I just want to give you guys a chance. And if you don't want to guess, it's fine. But would you want to take a guess of what they are?
The offensive
line.
To a scout.
I said O-line.
O-line?
O-line and
I would
wide
say
receiver depth.
Dude, that's a good one.
The other one is a little more, it's not something specific about the team, but you're right. O-line is exactly right.
Okay, that's on it.
NFC scout pointed to two things. Quote, their offensive line, other than tackle Trent Williams, and playing from behind in the fourth quarter.
What do you got to say, Mr. J?
And he said,
they won't be playing from behind.
Other than that, they are a monster, end quote. So that's the scout's view of two potential flaws in the 49ers.
Is he right about it? Do we all agree on that? We agree with that, scout?
Well, they haven't had to play from behind in the fourth quarter that often.
What's Shanahan's record when trailing by 8?
I don't have it.
Don't bring that up no more. Why do you lost that paper?
Yeah, I had it in
no, they haven't had to play from behind. Well, they've never won a game. Like, just give me one win.
I didn't say it like that.
I agree.
I think
if you're
that's
asking
a concern.
me, I'll agree. Yes.
That is a concern, I think.
The second one for me is a concern because we haven't seen it enough with Brock Purdy,
right?
And we haven't seen it enough with all the weapons. Like normally when they're behind, it's because they don't have all the weapons. Somebody's hurt. This guy's banged up. Greenlaw, is clothesline somebody on the sideline. Like it's normally there's a reason why.
Yeah, Packer fan won't agree with this, but I honestly think, Jay, one of the reasons the 49ers don't do well coming from behind is because they're so good. Honestly, I believe this. It's such a good team. If they're behind, something is drastically wrong already. Because if they're playing their game, they're ahead. If they're behind in the fourth quarter, somebody's hurt or they got some funny bounces.
Yep.
I mean, for the most part, that's why I think
Let me
they struggle.
Remember this.
Yeah.
The 49ers have yet to lose when Ayuk, Debo, Kittle, McCaffrey, and Purdy are all healthy.
How about that?
Let me see.
Monster.
Seems like they're all healthy this weekend.
I'm extra healthy.
Yes.
Lots of rest.
I'm just looking at some numbers here.
Yeah, what do you got?
Numbers you got.
Oh, and is it 38 now?
Oh, here we go.
Okay. I'm just saying.
What do you got?
There is when they're trailing, and
Wait,
you can mention
you're talking about Shanahan?
Yes, Shanahan.
So is this like we're talking like the Atlanta Falcons or something too?
Under Kyle Shanahan, worst record of any team since 2017. So,
yeah.
Brock
30.
Purdy
wasn't playing much in 2017.
Well, Brock Purdy had a chance against Cleveland. What happened?
Brought him back to a field goal.
They crapped the bed, but they didn't win. You should have got a touchdown.
You're right.
You should have punched
I
it
agree.
in.
That's a Shanahan. You're right.
I'm just saying. And you can't argue, Jay, and you can't not accept the fact that that's a startling number that you have never come back when trailing by more than 7, 8 or more.
You say it's startling to me. It's trivia. That's what it's like. Hey, here's a piece of trivia for you. Oh, okay.
So what this scout says isn't an issue then.
Did he put his name on it? The scout did not put the name on it.
Anonymous scout.
Right?
So what he said isn't a concern. Like
scout for the USFL.
Isn't an issue at all. The fact that it has never been done under Shanahan.
You want to know a synonym for anonymous? Gutless. That's what that means.
You know
this gutless scout.
Now you're ripping the scout. Here's the thing. Here's what I gotta say.
Put your name on it.
Last thing I'm gonna say on this. Brock Purdy, there was a reason why Baltimore picked him off 4 times. Because he had to use the arm. You get down, Now you got to rely on Brock Purdy. You can't just hand it off to CMC or dump it off to CMC. He has to go out there and make plays, and he has not proven that he can do that in a clutch situation when you're trailing in the fourth.
It's funny. You keep having to put more and more conditions on it.
No, I'm just saying.
He hasn't
That's the
proven
way. So
he can come
the
from
Packers
17
have the
down
lead
in the fourth quarter of a road game against an NFC South team.
I'm confident if the Packers have a lead, they should feel confident.
And what were we talking about? First quarter, second quarter? You saying fourth quarter, 7 minutes to go type thing?
I would say going into the fourth. How about that? Going into the fourth. First quarter lead, that's not, plenty of time. The Niners have come back from that. Halftime, we know the Niners can turn it on. But when it really gets down to it and it's close and you're pressing and Brock Purdy takes more and more chances because right now, when Brock Purdy has a lead, he could be conservative. He doesn't have to force things. He doesn't have to make plays.
He's not.
No, I'm saying he doesn't have to. That's what I'm saying. He still makes some throws that Kyle Shanahan says, that probably not the best of throws. But when you're pressing and you got to make a play, that's when he struggles.
I agree. I give you that. I can
give me that. That's just common sense.
I will. And I know we have
that's
to
every
break.
quarter. That's a lot of quarterbacks. That's most
Very
quarterbacks,
true.
right?
And that's what separates great from good and good from not in the league. I want to ask you, I do think the game is going to go a certain way. I'll talk to you guys on the other side of the break if that's okay. Can I tell that?
Please. Yes.
Yeah, we got
also, when we come back here, Manny wants to know how soon do you guys think a trade will happen? We'll get to that as well here. The Drive Guys on Friday. There's nothing quite like it. Sactown Sports.
What's the latest with the San Francisco 49ers? Carmichael, Dave, and Jason Ross keep you up to date on all things red and gold during the Niners at 9 every weekday at 9 a.m. on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA Weather Center. We'll see showers overnight Friday, a steady light rain for Saturday morning, then a few showers Saturday afternoon with temperatures in the 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
The 2024 Honda Civic LX sedan from Elk Grove Honda offers all the safety, reliability, performance, and great gas mileage you've come to expect from Honda for all these years. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best riders tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Golden One Center, January 26th to the 28th. Brought to you by BKT Tires and Great Clips. Visit monsterjam.com today.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
I like daffodils, tulips, the big dinner plate dahlias. I loved being in the garden, but I wasn't going to be able to because I couldn't not only walk, but I couldn't really stand on my foot without being in pain. It was excruciating. So my husband said, let's go to the Good Feet store.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Terry live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
This nice young man said, I think I can help you. He got the arch support and I was fitted. And I kept walking back and forth across the store. And I looked at my husband and burst into tears because it was the first time in a year that I have not had any pain in my foot. I have had no pain since the day I bought them. Now I can do whatever I want. There isn't any place on my property that doesn't have flowers blooming 365 days a year. I still can't believe it. My name is Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
For sore feet, aching back, knee, or hip pain, come to the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, or Vacaville.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Your new home for 49ers football in the 916 Sactown Sports.
Cousin Pete wants to know here on the YouTube chat. Thank you for listening, watching. Drapes picking the Texans because Lamar hasn't won anything. His playoff record is not good. Good question.
No,
Cousin Pete.
Has Lamar won an MVP or no?
Regular season.
Okay.
MVP?
I'm just saying.
He's won a regular season.
Did Lamar go into Santa Clara and lay the wood on the Niners? Come on, Lamar is way more accomplished
Cousin
than Brock
Pete is
Purdy.
just asking about Lamar's playoff record. He just makes a good point. It's not. Has he ever won in the divisional round?
But let me ask.
Has he ever won a game?
Cousin Pete, go back to your grandma's basement because this is where don't try and get me involved in this conversation.
He's just asking.
No, because he's trying to admit. I haven't said Lamar Jackson's Tom Brady. I haven't said Lamar Jackson's Joe Montana. You Niners fans have said that about Brock Purdy. So don't come throwing shade at me. You're the guys that have put Brock Purdy on this Mount Rushmore of Niners quarterbacks, and he hasn't done a darn thing yet.
CP is just asking a question.
Come on.
Kind of flying
Cousin
off the
Pete.
handle there. Yeah.
No,
Thank you, Cousin Pete.
Brock Purdy brings that out of me. And it's ridiculous the amount of love this guy is getting. And our guy, Jay Johnson, he might not admit it on air, but he agrees with me that we've anointed this guy a little too quickly. Not saying he's not a good quarterback, but
what if we pardon me?
Yeah,
what if we anointed him? What if we anointed him? You say we've anointed him too quickly. In your mind, what if people anointed him?
Joe Montana, Tom Brady, all-time great Niner quarterback. Like, what this guy? We handed him the MVP. Then he went out and threw 4 interceptions and came back down to earth. My whole premise with Brock Purdy has been, let's wait and see before we hand him a gold bust for Canton.
It's been 2 seasons now, and he's been off the charts.
It hasn't even been a full 2 seasons. What was it? The last 7 last year it was? No, 8? 6?
How many do you need to see? And you're going to say, no, I need to see it in the playoffs. Well, what exactly are we talking about?
I need to see him get to the Super Bowl. I need to see him. We're talking about comparing him to Tom Brady. Whitey.
That wasn't me. That was your boy. That was your boy, Dante Whitner.
Dante Whitner. But you got to
coworker.
If we're all being honest here.
My
coworker, right? The guy that didn't text me back. If we're all being honest, let's really have a discussion. Not a Drapes, I'm going to stick it to you, or I'm going to stick it to Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's a good quarterback, right?
Yeah, I think he's a little better than that, but yes.
But he needs to accomplish more, in my opinion.
Well, sure.
Before we call him great. Like, the way some people talk about this guy, it's like he's, the best thing since Steve Young. Colin Kaepernick
probably
got to a Super Bowl. Brock Purdy hasn't.
He probably literally is the best thing since Steve Young.
I need to see more.
Cap was amazing.
I need to see more.
Let me ask you this though, real quick, Drapes. Isn't quarterbacks who do well very quick anointed like good though? So why is it so frustrating that Brock is getting the love that he is when you have Pat Mahomes didn't even play and people were talking about this dude was off the charts. We didn't even get to see him play in practice. This dude is making 80-yard bomb throws. Like, we saw that, we hear it. I think it's just a quarterback thing.
Here's the thing, Jay. I didn't have a radio show back then.
Oh, okay. Well,
I got a radio show now.
You're right.
You know what I mean? I was covering Celtics. I wasn't even, and so now I'm living it. I'm breathing it. I was hanging out with Tommy Heinsohn. Now I got to hang out with Dante Whitner at NBC Sports California and listen to his nonsense. And so, and here's the problem too. And I'll tell you about me. And I might be telling on myself a little bit here. I'm going to let you behind the curtain, Jay. and behind the curtain, Whitey, when it comes to drapes. This is how I am. Before I moved to Boston, I liked Tom Brady. I said, you know what? Carries himself well, supermodel wife, always gracious with the media. That's a good dude. But then you go to New England and see how they worship that guy. It turns me off. And the way you guys worship Brock Purdy, it kind of turns me off a little bit to him.
I get that.
That's me right there. Yeah. That's exactly what it is right there.
I got that.
By the way, before we get to the phones, Mitch Richmond ever returned your text?
Oh, man. No, I had to go down and confront him. And he was like, what's your number, dog? And so I called him. He was like, oh, that's why. I'm a 916. I'm a 213 because I got a 509 there. I'm like, Mitch, you better lock me in, man.
Oh,
so
that's too bad.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do much last night. Huh? Good for him. He just stood there.
Just stood there and then
all the favor, baby.
MC Hammer and 50 Cent.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. You know why a couple of years ago, 50 Cent was the perfect spokesman for the Kings?
Why?
Because they were only good for 2 quarters. Let's go to Ken. 339-1140, 1-800-921-1140. What's up, Ken?
Ken.
What's going on, Whitey? That was damn good. 2 quarters.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. And before I get to the Kings, I want to say that Lamar Jackson has got to win a playoff game because, unfortunately, it's right. His playoff record hasn't been sterling. And until he does, it's going to be something for his distractors to point to.
Sure.
I think the guy's ready to take the next step, at least get to the AFC Championship game, if not the Super Bowl. But I think given the season that the Ravens has had, given the fact that he's going to win his second MVP, I think he's got to get there or else they're going to start looking at him the same way they look at Dak Prescott. I know that's harsh, but that's what's going to happen. He's got to win. And
no, I agree.
I was called, of course, to talk about the Kings, and only because of this. I think when you look at the Kings right now, everything that they're doing is correctable. Making free throws is correctable. Making dumb plays down the stretch is correctable. My frustration comes, this team set a standard last year, and us as fans are expecting them to reach that same standard this year. So it's one thing to look at this team and say, okay, they're having the struggles, but to me, they've got to get to where Sabonis cannot shoot 61% from the free throw line. Fox cannot shoot 72% from the free throw line. When you look at what they've gotten from Herter over the last 3 games, that's what they need to be the kind of team they were last year. If they get that, I'm satisfied with it. But right now, Fox and Sabonis, although they're all-stars, they're not playing all-star caliber. You just cannot shoot 70% from the free throw line. They're leaving too many games because they're leaving too many points on the board by not making free throws. They've lost 4 games in a row. The last 3 they should have won. They lost them strictly because of the way they shoot free throws.
And Ken, correct me if I'm wrong. I know you've been a Kings fan a long time. The number last night, 14, isn't that just an especially onerous number for anyone who remembers the Kings missing 14 stinking free throws in Game 7?
I'm trying to tell you in Game 7.
Yeah.
So as much as we want to talk about, I tell this people all the time, tell me that, they got ripped off in 202, but that was only in Game 6. Game 7, they missed free throws. Had they made those free throws, they'd have won the series. That's what it comes down to. And I think right now for this team, it's a mental thing. When your 86% free throw shooter is going to the line and missing 2, I think it's in the head for everybody. They've got to correct that.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate it.
Great call, Ken.
Oh, yeah.
Great
caller. He's an OG.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend, Ken. How about this? We didn't get to the question yet from who was it? Manny Too Legit.
Oh, yeah.
How long's it going to be before the Kings do something? We'll give you the answer when we come right back here. The Drive Guys wrapping things up. Sactown Sports.
No teams have faced each other more in playoff history than the San Francisco 49ers and the Green Bay Packers. That record-setting 10th meeting is Saturday night as the top seed 49ers look to move to the NFC Championship, while Green Bay is seeking their second consecutive upset.
Join Greg Papa and Tim Ryan for the call Saturday at 5:15 on your home for the San Francisco 49ers, Sactown Sports.
San Francisco!
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Arnold Law Firm.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA Weather Center. We'll see showers overnight Friday, a steady light rain for Saturday morning, then a few showers Saturday afternoon with temperatures in the 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
The recent storm has caused dangerous driving conditions for us. The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down. Be alert and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Right now, American Energy offering $0 HVAC diagnostics. That's normally $99 for nothing. Let the American Energy team test your system, connections, and all the moving parts of your system to ensure it's functioning properly. Let me say that again. $0 to get your HVAC diagnostic-ted. That's not even a word. That's normally $100. Making the uncomfortable comfortable. That's what American Energy does. That's what they've done since 1981. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since then. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Do it before January 31st or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The world has changed a lot these last few years. You can do pretty much anything from your home, including order your new Honda from Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Check out our great selection at StocktonHonda.com or come in today and get pre-approved all in the blink of an eye. Stockton Honda makes buying a car simple and stress-free.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Have you ever envisioned having $500,000 in advertising to conquer the remodel market, but felt overwhelmed at the thought of going it alone? Now you don't have to. Join Subcontractors United and share your advertising with 2 other contractors in your trade. Get $500,000 in advertising for only $1,042 a month. We are so sure this will work that we're giving away free advertising until June 2024 to qualified contractors. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
Beachhead Deli on 711 K Street is now your place to go in downtown Sacramento prior to all the games, concerts, and events. Conveniently located just across the street from the arena, Beachhead Deli features the finest gourmet sandwiches and craft beverages anywhere. Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street is also your premier lunch destination 7 days a week. Come by and say hi to new owner Brad Wakai. He's so excited to take care of all your taste bud needs. That's Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street in Sacramento.
The Triad Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Well, looking forward to the weekend. Looking forward to the football weekend. I want to say something on behalf of Kyle Draper. We're having fun today, and we're just talking sports, and we appreciate your being with us. Let's see, who is it? Will says Draper equals Purdy hater.
Come on, man.
Yeah, not really. I can say that. We have fun here.
Right.
And he would be happy if the 49ers didn't do well. If the 49ers end up coming up short at any point here, he's going to be very happy. But Brock Purdy hater.
No, I'm not a
It's
hater.
not Brock Purdy.
It's not about Brock Purdy. Right.
Right.
It's about
the way people have reacted.
Right.
To Brock Purdy.
Exactly.
Now he's wrong, but it's not a matter. It's not a matter of hating Brock Purdy. Right?
Not at all. And I explained it. It's not about Brock. It's about the anointing of Brock, the idolizing of Brock, the putting him on a pedestal of Brock. It just disgusts me.
Yeah.
It's like,
See, I think my parents were kind of like you are. You say you went to Boston, you're like, Tom Brady's great. Then you go there and you're overexposed to it.
Yeah.
My parents, growing up in Vallejo, real baseball fans, neither one of them could stand the San Francisco Giants.
Really?
My dad
that
was
close
a St.
to it?
Louis Cardinal fan. My mom was a Dodger fan. And part of it was they just felt like, oh, everyone's always so crazy about the Giants around here,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
dare to be different,
yeah,
Whitey. Dare to be different.
There you go. Now, that said, we had a question on the YouTube chat from Manny Too Legit. How long do you think it'll be before the Kings do anything with the deadline approaching? Good question.
That's a great question. We're less than 3 weeks away now. And from all the reports that we've heard, the Kings would like to get something done sooner rather than later.
Sure.
So with the deadline being February 8th and today, January 19th, it would surprise me if a move is not made before the end of this month. So another 10 days, 10, 11 days, something like that. Honestly, I feel like we're almost at DEFCON 0. Like, all right, we got to do something now because this 4-game losing streak, you got Atlanta. Hopefully you could beat them. But then you go on the road, Golden State. Tough matchup. I know they're struggling a little bit, but they always play us tough. Then you got Dallas, who's ahead of us in the standings. You got, Memphis, you should be able to beat shorthanded, but we've seen. So you can't let this 4-game losing streak spiral. So you need to get something done sooner rather than later.
I hope you're right. I think it's going to go right down to the deadline.
You think so? Okay.
Because I think the Kings are going to want to get somebody who is, has some significance, somebody who's got some star caliber. And I'm thinking of Jeremy Grant, but I don't know if it's him. For the team, whoever the Kings are talking to, it just behooves that team to hang on to that player as long as they can. I really am not even clear on why Toronto moved as quickly as they did. Why didn't they hang on and see if
I think they like the package what they got.
But it's not really that great of a package, was it?
In their eyes, I think maybe it was.
Right.
If it's like, if you're selling a car and you say, I want $32,000 for it, somebody walks in, here's a check for $32,000. You're like, all right, that's what I wanted, Yeah. And so also with Pascal Siakam, I think, and OG to an extent, with them becoming free agents, OG, can exercise that option, become a free agent. Pascal, the closer you get to the deadline, the more leverage you lose because teams know you have to trade them.
Right.
At that,
Good point.
It's like, all right, I'm gonna make my strong offer now. It's sort of like StubHub or when you buy concert tickets.
StubHub.
A week before, the price is high, but as you get closer, you get into the first quarter, guys are just looking to dump it.
Like when I went to Joshua Tree.
You remember that? You
went literally
out there
to Joshua Tree. I mentioned that. Jay's like, "Oh, how was the show?" No, we just went.
You just went to actual
right? The actual trees, the forest, the area. Okay.
All right. I'm glad you clarified that. But that said, that to me, if the Kings are going to get somebody like Jeremy Grant or even Kuzma, whatever, I think it's going to come right down to the wire because the team it behooves whatever team we're talking about to hang on to that player to right before the deadline because that's when they're going to get the best offers. So I hope you're right, but I don't think the Kings are going to be able to do anything to right at the deadline.
Well, here's the problem with the Kings. We all know their assets. Like, it's not like, oh, man, they're going to, they got 5 first-round picks. At first, they're only offering 2. Man, if we hold them out, we stall them out, maybe we can get 4. So, like, their assets are pretty finite.
Yep.
And depending on the caliber of the player, I don't think you have many options to sweeten the pot or anything like that because, you're not giving up Keegan. You're not giving up, Fox, Sabonis, Malik even. And so I think the Kings' offers are finite out there. So whatever they offer today, I think they would offer February 7th, too. Yeah.
I think Sasha still may have some value. And
think
again,
so?
I'm not saying as a centerpiece of a deal, but that's a guy that probably, I could see how a team would say, that guy can shoot. He just hasn't had a good opportunity there. I would think he would have some value. I still think Davion has some value. Again, I'm not saying as a centerpiece.
Right.
Yeah.
But as a piece.
Yeah. Herder.
Does this need to get done sooner rather than later? And I'm talking not from a basketball standpoint. I'm talking from a Whitey Gleason mental health standpoint. Like, let's get something done. Let's go.
I think so, but I don't know how they can make it happen sooner rather than later, unless you're willing to overpay and say, and I don't see them doing that. Do you?
Nah, Monty won't overpay.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, that's not his MO. These next 3 weeks are going to be rough because there's going to be a lot of rumors. We're going to be chasing everything. Obviously, we're going to be talking about it here. And I'm just ready for it to be done with. Like, all right, let's see what we have so we can move forward.
I think if the team continues to play like they've been playing, that they'll be forced to do something, don't you? I mean, you can't play between now and the deadline like they've been playing this week.
And that's what's so scary. Like,
because you'll end up.
We don't know if they've hit rock bottom yet.
Yeah,
you would hope this is rock bottom. What happened last night, rock bottom, but you just don't know. I mean, Monday against Atlanta, must win. Like, in the whole scheme of life, no, but you got to get this one before you head out on the road for 7.
Real quick here. I don't know how much you care about the other games being played this weekend. The Athletic polled 9 coaches and executives on the playoff games this weekend. So Ravens, Texans, this is 9 coaches and executives. I don't know how it breaks down. All 9 said Ravens win that game.
Okay.
All 9 said 49ers beat Green Bay.
Yeah.
8 for Detroit, 1 for Tampa Bay, and then 8 for Buffalo, 1 for Kansas City. But that
1
Buffalo,
for Kansas City.
yeah.
Wow.
And I think the guy that whoever it was that said Kansas City, they said, kind of a coin flip. I'll go Kansas City. So
just being really different a little bit or something. I mean, and people are really high on Buffalo, the run that they're on as of late. The Chiefs haven't looked good. Like, the Chiefs have sort of almost been like the Eagles, but they just haven't fallen as far. Like, they got some bad losses this season, and Buffalo is playing lights out right now. Josh Allen was back in the MVP conversation, and so I would pick Buffalo in that matchup.
Jay, you said a few weeks ago you were wary of the Rams, and of course you don't have to worry about that. Would the Ravens scare you if the 49ers met them in the Super Bowl? I mean, would you just be?
Of course. Yeah.
How about Buffalo?
Yeah, of course.
How about Buffalo?
Those two. Yes.
That's
Buffalo and Baltimore.
Yeah. Same for me.
How about Houston? Because that's who it's good.
No. One of the struggles the 49ers defense has is playing running quarterbacks.
Yep.
It's been that way for the last 4 or 5 years. Kyler Murray has absolutely killed the 49ers at points in time.
Russ used to too.
Yeah. Oh, that was the other part.
Yeah.
Goodness.
All right. Where are you headed now, Kyle?
Vista Del Lagos, the Eagles taking on Del Campo. My son's squad just beat the freshman team.
Yeah.
We're going to hope it's a clean sweep tonight. I got the varsity game at 7:30 tonight.
All right. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Jay, have a great weekend.
You as well, sir.
You have a great weekend. Thank you for being with us. We'll talk to you again Monday right here. Drive Guy, Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding.